Hey guys, welcome to episode 22 of the GrindWorks BMX Podcast. I try to stay shorter than I am a lot of the time, so I'm just going to try to crank right through this intro, get it done, but I do want to talk about a couple of things. A couple upcoming events within the next month or so, 2 months. Just a few that I know of. Let me know in the comments of anything here, the video or the audio version, or on Instagram or wherever. But let me know if I'm missing anything, and I'll get it covered for the next one. September 7th, Akron Street Ride. Should be a good little jam, handful of sponsors, put on by good dudes, and it's close to Pittsburgh, close to the Cleveland area, and just a good town to go street riding in. September 28th, there are 2 jams. One is at Chenga World in Cleveland, and the other is at Rockies Skate Park. Rockies is a park just south of the New York border in Monroeton, PA. They don't have a huge scene anymore. They used to have a pretty well-known park, a racetrack, a whole bunch of stuff. Still has a super solid bike shop, and just, trying to get some life back into the park there, get some people out, let them know it's around. Rockies just started an Instagram account like a couple days ago just to help promote this, so go follow that at Rockies Bicycle Shop on Instagram, and I believe they have a Facebook page, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, sorry for hyping that one, not hyping Chenga. I just feel like a lot of people already know Chenga and know what Chenga is, and that it's been there for a long time, and that jam's going to be super solid too. So, if they're not close enough together that I think you're going to lose one to the other, so whichever one you're near, check it out. They're both going to be a good time. Alright, moving on. Episode 22 is with Andy Rozelle, or The Roz, and Tommy Beckman, both from upstate New York, both in my old crew. Obviously still good friends, but I don't really get to ride with them as much as I'd like to. But they run No Worries Crew, recently abbreviated to NWC. So, I'm not going to tell you too much about it. They explain a lot of what they're about, what they're doing, and catch you on the outro. Enjoy the episode. Okay, we are live. I'm not doing an intro right now because we've got a separately recorded one that I'll use.
Dialed.
So, kind of have to do one a little bit.
Does the audio track?
Oh, you want me to show that again so you can at least see what's going on?
Yeah, I'm a nerd, man.
Alright. I see. See how you are.
Could be useful.
Nah,
It's right there.
I'm a super nerd.
You know what's really cool? I can't see this while we're recording.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's
So
for...
I kind of do. I feel like I would be the most critical one for the monitoring.
It's kind of
We'll
my
let you know.
job.
I was watching it in the last one I was editing. Because I was talking about the same exact thing. This is like 3 episodes later now, so what's it really matter to talk about it again?
Something.
I was talking about wanting either this screen to flip with this one,
Okay.
so that I could at least see what's going on.
Yeah, a little bit like
or
that
get just
thing.
like a small external screen that I can just mount here,
Oh, that'd probably be...
so that I can watch it. But what I was saying about the portable one that I have, all it does is track the time and the volume levels, and I'm like, the whole time I'm talking, I'm just staring at the
Right.
metering
looking
and
at it.
watching the time tick by, and I'm
That's
like,
a bummer.
you know what? It's probably better that I don't have that on my main
I
setup.
get it.
Yeah.
The only thing that every once in a while I'm like, wait, am I still recording?
Yeah, look over. Look over your shoulder.
It's a work in progress.
I mean, whatever, it barely works.
No, I think we should interview you.
Works barely.
I feel like that's pretty much the gist of what happens anyway.
I got no interesting questions because I suck.
I'll talk if it's the right subject.
So, aside from real intro that I'll record later and they'll hear before this,
Yeah.
this is Andy Rozelle, the Roz,
Hello, good people.
at the Roz,
At the
At the
Roz.
Roz.
and this is Tom Beckman.
I've got so many Instagrams.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Before people shut it off, drop them.
Okay. So, Toyota at Toyota_Tom, at Tom Beckman Photo. I'm part of at NWC BMX, and at the Finger Lakes Rambler.
So you only have 4?
Did I miss one?
You can have 5. Before it won't
realistically-
let you log into a 6th account.
Yeah, I have 4. I thought I was special. I thought
And you could
I can't even be logged into all my accounts on one phone.
That's why I carry around a couple. This is just my Instagram phone.
I thought I was like this whole time. I'm like, wow, I got a lot of Instagrams, and Andy's like, I have like 12.
I only have 6.
Only 6. Whatever.
I totally keep up on all of them. They're like tip top, all up to date.
No.
Yeah.
Posted on every day.
Yeah, and then there's me and Roz.
No, there's like the Dolphin Rodeo one's the epitome of like doesn't get updated, and then I'll just post like 45 things on it because they've been sitting on my phone for ages.
Dumped.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome.
That account's hilarious though.
Now, what are all of your accounts? What can you tell me are your accounts?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, and that's that.
Classified.
I can tell you what one's not logged in on my phone.
Dolphin Rodeo?
No, GrindWorks Ice House.
Oh, well, yeah. Understandably.
The Ice House, man. What an era.
Yep.
I'll tell you about an era. Stank Palace. Stank Palace.
I don't know how much we can talk about.
Not much. There's not a lot to it other than the drugs.
Well, you
and-
probably don't remember much.
I don't remember much. Okay.
But I do.
Okay.
'Cause I didn't. I was stone sober then.
sober at that point. And like, then there's me pouring Four Loko.
We can't start here. We need to do the build up first.
No.
Where's all the softball questions? When'd you get your first bike?
No. Just
No
dive
way, man.
right in with Stank Palace
Yeah,
and go.
Stank Palace. Stank Palace was me, Alex Capolongo, and Spencer Bales.
And me on the weekend.
And Andy was there like every weekend. Yeah, pretty
we
much.
all ran ran East Shore Skate Park.
Yeah,
in
this
Ithaca.
was like
ran, but worked.
Yeah.
Well,
Well.
without you guys, it would have been probably closed a lot sooner.
Who knows? But my typical thing was cereal with Four Loko. Like, no joke. I didn't have money to get milk,
It was
and
the
I wanted
OG Four
booze.
Loko too.
Yeah, the OG Four Loko, and then after the OG Four Loko went away, I started pouring 5-hour energies into my Four Loko.
Just to make sure. And then that's when I would bring
It wasn't
like
the same. It wasn't the same yet.
I was going through a kick there where I was eating like tons and tons of raw veggies. I went through like a raw vegan phase.
Yeah, you were
So I was
carrying
eating,
like
and I
these
was-
tubs.
And so Alex was like, "Oh, shit, I want to be healthy too." Can I swear?
Yeah.
He was like, "I want to be healthy too." So he started
Give me
eating
some
like
grass.
he started eating a ton of broccoli and drowning it with like store-bought ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude,
It was so bad.
like just He's like, broccoli ain't too bad.
Dump.
Have you ever even tasted broccoli?
No.
Do you know what broccoli is, man? It's not ranch dressing. But like I was
It was just
eating,
grimy. You lived in the basement that flooded every month.
dude. Yeah, the basement flooded. It was a bummer. A lot of things got ruined down there, and I was very disappointed. But anyway, yeah, I was eating unhealthy because I didn't have any money. I worked at a skate park. What am I gonna do? So I had enough money. Well, I didn't have enough money for booze, but I bought booze and I bought a pizza once in a while, and that fed me like for a week because I'd eat like one piece of pizza for like lunch and dinner, like the same piece cut in half. It was like I was poor, but I rode a skate park every day.
So you were just pilfering leftovers from everyone at the skate park.
Yeah, well,
oh man, you got a piece left, man.
yeah, no, I definitely, like, I definitely bummed a lot of stuff off people at the skate park, but the sub shop dude across the street, he gave me hookups. So it was
What was it called? It was called like the Blueberry Patch or something weird.
Was it the gas station one?
No, they hated me.
That was like
they shut down too.
I called that place the Inconvenience Mart because after they lost their license to sell gas, they were just
nothing.
They were a convenience store.
Yeah,
but it's not convenient anymore.
No,
it's just
no
overpriced crap at a bad store.
So the sub shop there was East Shore Skate Park, then Rogues Harbor was like right here. Sub shop was across 34.
Okay.
This way, and it was the soap shop and the Blueberry Patch Bakery.
That's what I was trying to say.
The dude.
Yeah,
the dude Tony is. I love Tony. I still go over there. You know, now I'm not dirt poor, but like I go see Tony. You know, and
you're like sand poor now.
Yeah, sand poor now.
Ooh, that's pretty high class.
I can afford to fill cracks.
Or smoke it.
You know. No, I don't know if I can afford to smoke crack.
That's cheap. It's cheap enough.
No, it's pretty expensive. The cheap stuff's heroin. Because it's everywhere. You know, supply and demand.
There's a lot of stories.
Drugs are bad.
Define bad.
Which drugs? It's a sliding scale.
Yeah,
let's be realistic
it's
here.
A sliding
don't
scale.
Don't fourth grade dare me.
Fourth grade dare me.
I'll call your bluff, man.
Cigarettes are on the same exact level as heroin. Like,
well,
are they though?
Marijuana is.
Yeah. Are they though?
Exactly.
Because the first time when you're 12 and you try your first cigarette and you're like, oh, well, this wasn't that bad. I didn't die from this. I guess I can also do heroin.
It's all totally gonna do heroin.
Everything is like slow poison though, really. Like too much of any one thing eventually is going to kill you, cause cancer, make you miserable, or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something like.
Yeah, and making you miserable is probably the worst one.
Probably.
Or we'll all end up with cancer anyway.
Oh yeah,
most likely.
What doesn't really realistically cause cancer?
Yeah.
Now?
I heard that the GrindWorks podcast setup causes cancer.
No, I'm sure.
Like all these wires
are
supposed to be
radio waves going on everywhere. Yeah, it's affecting your brain.
Proclaimed like nearly 10 years ago, in the come up contest, Tom Beckman declared that Stride has created cancer. Stride gum.
Oh, Stride. I thought you meant like Strider bikes.
I don't remember. Did that happen?
Yeah. It's right in the edit. You're like, look at all those colors, and Stride has created cancer.
There's flashbacks. Like, that was a rough time in my life, and I've been knocked out a lot. So, what can you do?
Can you recount each knockout?
Dude, I have a number written down somewhere now. That's how I remember it. I remember the one at HCS, and I remember my spleen one.
I remember the one at
stand out.
HCS you officially declared as number 21.
Yeah, that
was a total knockout.
That was my last, like, out cold. That sucked.
That was full pipe action, right?
That was full pipe action, and I hit on the woman with the dog.
You did hit on the woman with the dog. Was it before or after the KO?
That was after. My head was bleeding.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. I remember that.
So the full pipe actually won. Weird.
Dude,
that full pipe has
had me out, dude.
won more battles than it's lost.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
My blood's still in there.
Yeah.
It's been painted over, but it's still in there.
Sure.
I wear flip flops now. This is a new thing. Flip flops for me.
God, those are dad flops too.
Dude, shut up.
So anyway, so the Stink Palace, but we actually like met each other maybe, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 years before actual Stink Palace.
2 years before the Stink Palace.
Which I think we were saying it was like 2008 or 9.
Probably 9. I'm thinking it's 2009.
Because it was right around.
Because it was
a few months after Eshore opened for business.
Yeah, it was after I graduated high school. And I graduated in 2008.
You were fucking scrappy white trash kid.
Pretty much. I mean...
And I couldn't stand you at first because you were like so nice and positive and outgoing and friendly to everybody. And it fucking drove me up a goddamn wall. Dude, I was like... You like fall down and like ride over and be like, dude, you alright, bud? Hey, what's going on? You alright? Everything cool? I'm like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Like, what the fuck? Who is this kid? Like, oh, that's Tommy.
Well, so at the time you were pegless. When I first
dude, don't
met...
say that. Don't say that out loud. What are you doing?
Shut up. This is an integral part.
At the time, you were riding scooters.
At the time.
I'd rather that than be pegless. God, man. All
At
right.
the time, you were riding scooters, and I was also riding scooters.
I had a blue fit frame.
Yeah, blue fit.
Yeah.
And you were riding pegless, and I was like, oh my god, like, he's the only other person
And you
I
had
know
that
riding
green.
pegless.
You had like a green Stairmaster, or
no,
you had that green FBM from Mad.
Stairmaster came later. At that point, I don't remember what frame I was on when I met you.
It was
but
like 100
shortly after, I built up a bitchin' Camaro that I broke at Eshore.
Is that one blue?
The bitchin' Camaro that I built up was yellow for freestyle, but my race bitchin' Camaro was red.
Why
The
do I
only
remember
blue
you on a
bike-
blue bike?
That was my outsider. That was my
Okay.
first FBM. That was when we like first met, me and you.
Pre-Eshore era, probably.
Way
way
before.
before.
Yeah, that was like early 2000s.
Yeah. I don't remember where I met you.
HCS.
Must have been.
It was
Yeah.
either HCS or Owego Skate Park.
It
But
could
I'm
have
pretty
been
sure it was HCS.
like the pre-2006 Owego skate park when it actually had wood ramps and a
Yeah,
good
the
pyramid
wooden-
and stuff.
Yeah. It was still terrible. But yeah.
So, yeah, we were definitely. It definitely took me like a month or two to like warm up to you and the
Yeah.
crew basically, and then there was always like characters in the crew like our good friend Shane Scarfile. Like if you don't know Shane, you swear to God he's like.
He's the most angry person you'll ever met.
Or he'll just like you can like
Or not.
speak a whole sentence to him and he'll just like stare you down and be like, yeah.
Whatever.
Like, what do you want? Like,
Yeah.
but
Give me
Yeah,
my...
it took me a long time to not take it personally too, because he's just kind of like,
It's just him.
yeah.
He'll be like...
He'll be like, why? Like, why are you?
And then he'll grab his flat brim and walk away. He's an angry Italian.
What
are you gonna do?
The whole Ithaca crew is a very eclectic bunch.
Yeah.
Daquan was probably...
Dude, I love
One of the
Daquan.
funniest
I haven't
people in
talked to
that group.
Daquan since
He's another one that I was like,
went in the army.
nice as hell. Like usually always in a good mood.
Super nice, yeah.
And then like once again I was like, man,
Okay.
Fucking kid with his positivity. I'm gonna choke this kid.
I think the first time I was riding up there when he was skating at the same time, some kid just kept cutting him off.
Dude, I can't see it.
And he's just like sitting on the deck. He's like, man, it must be awful dark in here. They just can't see me in the shadows.
That's a totally Daquan thing to say.
But realistically, he was the whitest black kid like I've ever met.
I've totally met white or black kittens. But Daquan was, you know.
Yeah, his name's Obama.
No.
Anyway.
I mean.
Yeah.
So that brings us up. Well, I mean, there was a lot of shenanigans. I mean, that time period, there wasn't really much.
Tom, you got anything you want to promote right now?
Oh, he's still working full. I was working full, still doing the same thing I've always done. But yeah, every weekend, like as soon as I get out of work on Friday, like my car was already packed. And it was just like Ithaca until like Sunday night for I don't know 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
it was just like what are you doing this weekend? Going to Ithaca, going to Ithaca. Like it was
naturally.
That was just the life for a while.
Well, I said earlier too, I was probably driving up there 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, yeah. Naturally, I met you through just like being at East Shore too.
I worked at Tops, so I was there every day after work.
Mm-hmm.
I rode my bike from Tops to the skate park.
Yeah, and then you started working at East Shore, and
you're like, dude, why did I
did you do that?
East Shore was fun
because it's like the ultimate. Because when you're involved in it, you're like, it'd be cool to run this place, but then it's like,
it's not cool to run this place.
Oh yeah, it's a tough. Bike industry in general is a tough thing to like. Try to like build your future on financially.
And somehow I can't get out of it.
Fully.
Yeah.
Same here.
Been working on it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, do you really want to be all the way out of it? Like, it's fun to be able to do it on your own terms and do something for the scene and productive.
Well, for the scene, yeah, but more like
I'm sweating like
for a business, like being involved in the industry as like a business person. That's like you got your hanky. Where's your?
I brought 5.
Well, you brought the bandana, but your clothes hanger. Are you not doing the clothes hanger anymore?
Oh no, I still do that. All right, so I have this nervous twitch thing where I'll find like coat hangers and I'll bend them in weird shapes, and then
they get pretty cool looking.
I did that. I started doing that like Stink Pals era.
Yeah, Stink Pals. Yeah.
Or no, I did it. I probably did it before that. People right now are definitely tuned out.
Yeah, they don't even care about it. They're like clothes hanger.
What is
Click?
this?
Alright, well, we have some.
We got this redneck and a ginger on the screen.
Redneck Keanu Reeves.
I don't want to listen.
Because look at this light. I'm trying to like not like have the thing like bead.
Don't worry about your glare.
Alright, well now we have the fan going and a window open, so hopefully it should vent out.
Yeah.
But for anyone that's watching this or even listening, it's got to be like 95 in this room.
It's pretty warm. I'm feeling pretty good.
We're going to have to start taking off layers. We don't have any layers.
I did take my hoodie off.
Punch you in the throat.
That animal hoodie has been with me for a long, long time. It's my baby.
Alright, so
that brings us up to. I mean, East Shore closed in
coat hangers.
12
Yeah,
or
hanger.
20.
It was around 12. That's when I started working at the bike rack.
Yeah, 2012. Was it 2012 East Shore?
I started working at the bike rack.
Hey, what was it open? 4 years? 2009 to 2012?
About 5, I thought.
I don't remember.
We'll say like 2012. So then the one cool thing about East Shore was that's like it kept the crew together, kind of. Then when it closed, there wasn't really like a hub where like everyone could like meet up.
Yeah.
When did Cranks open?
2012.
Because I
I
thought
think there was a soft
it was
open
like,
in 2012.
I thought it was like very, very short period of time. They were
Very
open
short
at the same time.
overlap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very short overlap.
So it wasn't that the scene died at all. It just kind of moved.
yeah, and then me and Alex, like
Alex and I.
Actually, Alex
proper.
and you. You and Alex.
And I resisted Cranks for like the first 2 years probably because they had like a brake rule and helmet rule and yada 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 down the line, and
Yeah.
it just felt like everything that I heard and seen thus far about it, it was like this is exclusively like mountain bike jump lines, and it's just I was just kind of like what am I gonna do there? So I avoided it for a while, but then it got to be like we didn't have East Shore, that was our clubhouse, so we didn't have that. So then it got to the point where it was like, dude, I'd rather just like ride over these like box jumps than just sit around. So then I found stuff to do, and then after it was it's kind of the same thing in Wheel Mill. I would like ride off the sides of ramps and like stall on like sides of ramps and like grind on the sides of boxes, and Deb would be
Make
like,
the owners hate you.
yeah, dude, come on, man, that's not. So finally we started to get like some flat rails
Okay,
there, and
but it's a bike park, and everything is meant to be ridden.
you'd think, but
And
kinda.
if it's tall enough to grind,
and
just
Dale,
put
if you
coping
see
on
this,
it.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that it took a little while to get for the freestyle guys with pegs. It took a little while for us to kind of get fully integrated at Cranks. I'm glad it happened, and everything turned out good in the end. We had a street section there and a couple of
I mean,
rails, but
Penis.
it made it actually rideable, so that was cool. And
more rideable for people like me that like to stay slow and low.
well, and more worthwhile for people that weren't within the immediate 15 to 20 minute area.
Yeah.
So, like, I think I went up there once within the first 3 or 4 years of Cranks being open. Like,
Yeah.
there was the brake rule thing.
For all of us, it took us a long time to be like,
And-
all right, let's go. Like,
And then,
Yeah.
I don't know. I went up for when the brake rule was still in play. I had a Trails bike at the time
Yeah, I remember that.
from when we were riding at Kelly's
Mm-hmm.
a
Right.
bunch. So I had that. Then, we went back after the brake rule kind of died off. Because I remember there was a little while where it was like, well, you don't have to have them connected. You just have to have a lever on. You're like, well, what's the point now?
Yeah, no.
Just like take it off, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and eventually everything went away, but
Yeah.
So
I think they were just worried and they were trying to mimic more of like the race thing.
yeah, they've never required that.
Race requires brakes.
No, they don't.
Every time I've gone, they said you have to have brakes.
Never say anything to anyone else.
we got an
We've been out
old-fashioned standoff going on, folks.
But
Let's keep going. Let's make this show.
I mean,
awkward as
maybe
fuck.
they do, but they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. I've never been, period, so I'm gonna say that they don't.
Yeah, they stand there at the register and go, "You need brakes." Like, the whole time you're here.
I mean, it's been like a good
like
10,
like
12
back
years
when
since I've been.
the question about helmets used to get asked at HCS. They'd be like, "Do I need to wear a helmet?" And Derek would be like, "Yes, you do. At all
Yeah.
times while you're here."
No,
Yeah,
it was so.
He's like, legally, I have to tell you yes.
HCS was good.
I just thought of something. Oh, are we shooting for like a certain time frame for these for this thing, or just whenever we're like whenever I run out of things to babble about.
Well, I mean,
Babylon.
that could be like 12
Babylon.
hours. But,
Well, whatever. I was just wondering.
but no. I don't have access to that information. It's not in front of me, so we just
no
go.
idea.
All right, so we're up to 2012. Cranks opened in Syracuse, New York, which I live. East Shore's dead in Ithaca, where he lives.
And I was working 7 days a week.
And so at that point, the crew kind of dispersed. And we saw each other a lot less. We would I would make an effort and go down.
I would
they would
say
come up every now and
you're
again.
skipping a whole major part of that story in the sense of the development of No Worries Crew.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, so yeah, we can riff off that for a while.
I mean, No Worries Crew was what? Was it
2010?
Yeah.
2010?
Yeah.
So when did you originate it? Was it when the video came out, or was it like kind of in the pre-hype?
I forgot.
The first video I didn't have anything in. I think I did like some dumb thing at East Shore, like out in the parking lot. But I didn't have time to go film anything because I was working like 60 hours a week.
See, I can't remember. I think the way it went was the first video we ever did was called "We're Doing This."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or was that the second?
No, that was the first one.
And I think the second video was called "No Worries." And at that point, that's when I chose to make all the social media and stuff "No Worries Crew." Isn't that how it went? The second actual DVD was called "No Worries."
I think you were still No Worries Crew at the beginning.
Yeah, it was No Worries Crew. You came up with it at East Shore. We were all sitting on the couch watching some video.
Not caring about anything.
Yeah.
But "We're Doing This" wasn't No Worries Crew technically.
Yes, I think it was. If you go back and watch it.
On the
I can't remember. Well, I'll just take your word for it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So we did. So yeah, that was 2010. And back then, that whole crew was different. It was you, me, Alex, Spencer Bales, James Malesko.
I had a part in that first video.
I think Daquan had some clips. I think Shane had some clips.
Yeah. Bobby.
I think the second DVD you had a part in.
No, the second DVD I was supposed to have a part in, and you guys just put it out before I gave you all the footage. What was
the one where you showed up to the premiere in a suit?
I didn't show up in a suit.
Yeah, you remember it was at Recess, the coffee shop, and I jokingly said, I was like, it's gonna be formal, and you like showed up in a suit.
No, I drove up after work. It wasn't a suit. It was just a dress shirt and everything.
Okay. So the first "We're Doing This" you had a part in.
Yeah.
Was "We're Doing It" the one where Shane cut in like video clips of like that DJ?
Yes.
That was the first one. That was the first DVD.
Yep.
All right, so Shane and I kind of like birth child that whole thing because we were wicked influenced with like the OG like Zoo York mixtape, like that whole era where it was like whatever radio New York City like underground radio station had like all the up and coming like hip hop artists, so they would get like this. There'd be like a camera set up in the studio, and they would get like all the freestyle footage, and they would Zoo York somehow like got a hold of that and were able to like cut that in. And we're like, yo, that's a cool ass vibe, and it's like Zoo York and during that time period, that was like the king shit. Like that was Zoo like York was if you were into skateboarding, like that they were in like the top 5. So it's
to this day, all I can think of is like Zared Bassett on Zoo York. All of his skating at that time was like mind blowing.
Yeah,
and I wasn't even a skater, you know.
Who was that? The dude that passed away, Harold Hunter, like all those dudes. Like that's my shit. Cause I actually like skateboarded before I like rode bikes. So the whole like mid to late '90s like skate era, that was my shit. So I was like, dude, I watched that Zoo York mixtape VHS till it just would not till the VHS player ate it. And Shane felt the same way, so that's where we want to do something like that. But let's do it with bikes. Let's just keep it raw. We were influenced by that. All of the like, obviously all the OG like Animal like VHSs and stuff, and the OG FBM VHSs and all that. So we were trying to go for like a punk rock, somewhat of a punk rock feel. But the trouble is, and if Shane sees this, I'm not talking shit either. Shane's a skateboarder and super knowledgeable in like video filming, editing, and all that, but from like not from like a traditional like shooting a movie, like a cinematic standpoint, not necessarily from like how to film BMX specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a process to go through with him. The first few times I went out and filmed with him, like if it was the trick was a rollback, he'd like see me like going backwards, and anyway, just like cut it. And we're like, dude, no, like.
That's a duplicate issue from some of the old HCS videos you'll see too.
Yeah. Right.
Because Derek's brother Andy would do the same thing. Or he might film it, but he would cut it out of the video process, and like the edited clip would not have the rollout in it, and you're like,
oh,
I get it, because like
on
once you land fakie on a board, like
you're good
you
to go.
don't have to kick turn out.
Yeah, you don't have to turn around.
So little things like that, or if you like spin front side. Now I'm a skateboarder. If you spin to the right or left to do like certain moves, like if it would be like from the ass angle or from the face angle, and just like little things like that. But eventually, because he did most of the camera work on the second one too.
Yeah.
But by that point, he was done with the VX stuff, and he was on to. I think he was on the SLR during the second one, and I had a cheap SLR too. I think we were both.
I don't think he got his 6TD until after No Worries.
I don't know. It could be true.
Because he was.
Maybe I'm wrong.
When we drove down to Philly with James.
No, that is true. The second DVD, because the second DVD was him, and I had the GL1 at that point.
Yeah.
So me and him.
He had that big. I don't even remember the name of it.
That was a Canon too.
It was a Canon. It was the big Canon.
Yeah. So yeah, either way. So we're doing this. I'd have to say that probably dropped in like 2011. We did a premiere at Recess Coffee in Syracuse. Second DVD came out. And I don't even think that had a title. I think it just said No Worries Crew, a BMX DVD or something like that. That was. Do you remember? I actually had the like actual like. Did you even get a copy?
I think I have a copy.
It actually had the covers that like my friend Kevin Farrell like designed the cover.
Yeah,
it had like the skeleton on the bike.
I still have that one.
I'm pretty sure I have a copy of that. I'm not sure though. I know I have. We're doing this.
So either way. That would have probably been 2012-ish.
All those parts got put online. I don't think the second one ever got put online.
No, you know what?
The second one didn't get put online because there was so much copyright issues with the music. The first one didn't have.
Well, I didn't even bother because I had physical copies. I never even tried to put it online. Or I didn't. Shane tried to put parts online.
Yeah.
Which some of them did make it.
And then I tried.
Mine's still actually up today if you look.
My We're Doing This part, I believe,
is still up. It's on Shane's Vimeo, maybe. Yeah.
And then after
it would be S Scarofile, SCAROFILE on Vimeo if anyone cares.
And after that,
if I was better, I would put them all in the description and everyone could watch. But
water under the bridge, folks.
Really hard to dig up.
Yeah, water under the bridge. It hasn't happened yet, but by the time you're watching or listening to this and they're not there, it is water under the bridge.
So.
And then after that,
I think actually the second DVD might have come out in like 2011 because
it was 2011.
It was pretty quick because we were filming for it, and then all of a sudden, You guys told me a deadline to have my clips to you,
I think you said.
and I had like hit you up like a week or so before that date, and you're like, "Nah, man, it's all done." And I'm like,
I think I do
"Oh,
remember.
okay, cool."
And
Never
I was
mind
like,
then.
I was like apologetic, but I was like, Shane was just like, no, I already started editing, so I was like, I guess we're rolling. So I was like,
yeah,
So that's the only reason I might not have it, because I might have been a hair salty.
yeah, probably.
But I might have a copy.
I
I'm not
actually. I
Don't worry, I got like 200 in my mom's attic. So.
I don't have.
Anyone that wants a copy of a
Hit up my
sketchy
mom.
Upstate New York DVD, hit up Roz's mom.
I didn't have anything in either of those.
Actually, don't you dare fucking call my mom.
And then after that, after Shane, after the whole James and Shane thing, that is water under the bridge. No need to talk about that.
Do we though?
Nah, we don't need to talk about
I
that.
don't even know what you're talking about.
No,
So.
no, we're good.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Everyone's all cool.
Yeah, everything's cool. It was squashed.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
No, we might as well, because
Nah.
there's a way. I'll let me talk about it. I'll talk about it in a way that is sensible. Because James and I are cool right now.
Yeah, same, but I was,
So, that was... No, that was the first DVD.
That was the second one when we went to Philly. It was after Philly.
No, Philly was for the first... Yes,
Philly
it
was
was.
in the second one.
Yes, it was.
Everything
he's
seemed
like-
fine in the first one to me. I felt like
Yeah, because James had the closing section in the first DVD, but it was only like 30-second song because he like never filmed with us, and then he got pissy about it. Which in retrospect, I like get it and everything, but he still had the most banging clips, so I was like, yeah, dude, I still want to put you last. So at that point, he kind of already was like moving to California with Andrew. Or no, Tyler.
Yeah,
Who-
it was Tyler.
So, but then he like came back and I was like, oh, we finished the DVD, and he like watched it and then came back to the skate park later and like handed it back to Shane. I was like, I don't want this. He was like, dude, I only had like a few seconds. He was like, that's all the footage I had. I don't, what am I? And I told Shane, I was like, I already told him I want him to have the last section because he was like, it's crazy stuff. He did some like roof drops and like was going in. So I was like, dude, it's undeniable. So I thought he would be stoked, but he was like straight up insulted. He's like, Roz had like 5 minutes of footage and like I have like less than a minute. And I was like,
well, you can't just make the stuff up.
I was like, we put in it, and
Yeah.
he gave it back to Shane, and Shane was like, okay, fuck you. I don't, oh, fine. So then it was weird for a minute. He moved off to California or whatever, but that was, and we've talked since then, and we like talk regularly like online now, so everything's like water under the bridge now, but that didn't help like the crew morale like for a little while. Like Shane, because Shane was like really put off. He was like, I don't even like want to like work to do this shit anymore.
That's what the second one felt like to me when it was like before the deadline, and I'm like, hey, where can I send you my clips that I've been trying to send you? And you're like, oh, it's all edited, it's done, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
see,
okay. Well,
the
it
thing
seemed
about
like
it
everyone
is,
was rushing to
I
just
don't-
end it.
That's why I think that the James thing was in the second one, because after that, Shane didn't want to do anything.
I at least have the first one. We can watch and see if he has only like 30 seconds of clips.
Yeah.
He will, cause I watch those like every now and again. I'm like nostalgic as hell about that time period.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
In the second one, Davey had the ender. Davey Osgood.
Did Alex have the open?
No, he had the. Davey had the second, and Alex had the closer in the in the second DVD, which was wicked deserving. That's the one where it starts off where he like cab bars into the hill behind Stink Palace, and then I like pan to like the scenery of like down into the village.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he has 2 songs.
Yeah, he had 2 songs. Alex was really.
Man, tagging around to a ballroom blitz,
Yeah,
blitz.
dude.
Yeah.
So many copyright issues.
That part's still online though on
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
Yeah.
Dude, Vimeo's awesome. I don't even care what people think.
No,
I tried to transfer everything to YouTube,
and copy or pull things off of there, but
it's got to be like
often.
It's got to be like pretty serious.
I think it has to actually be reported,
yeah,
Right.
rather than like YouTube scans for it on the front
yeah,
end.
exactly.
The people on payroll, that's what they do. Like,
yeah.
So either way, that brings us up to second DVD's done. Second DVD was like, I don't even think we did it. Did we do another
the second
premiere?
DVD? Shane edited it, but I don't think he filmed.
No, I think because at that point I had the GL1, so I think I did most of the filming.
I filmed some stuff on my phone, but you did like almost everything.
Oh, and some of the clips were, what was that little like digital camera I had where it was you just like clicked out the little like USB flipped out from the side and you just plug the whole camera in.
I think it's called a flip cam.
Flip cam. Do you remember flip cam period? Yeah, half of the clips were on flip cam.
Dude, it was a wide angle. It was a wide angle, and the thing was only like $150.
Yeah,
I remember.
And you jacked it right into the USB.
So what I
port.
did was like,
yeah.
so I had the GLH with me where I would film it. So now we're actually mixing medium, so it's take it or leave it. But I would like give the flip cam to like different people who are like trying to film. Like, yo, hang on to this for a week. If you broke it, you bought it. Give it to me like in a few days or whatever. I'll dump the footage. If you need it back, I'll give it back, or I'll give it to the next person. And that actually worked out pretty good. Everyone was like pretty dope and respectful, and most of the footage got filmed that way.
Yeah.
Cause Davey and everybody like they film like during the day when I'm at work, and
yeah.
So that ended up working out good. The second DVD was like almost like 40 minutes. It had a good healthy crew. We had my friend Kevin Farrell at Kevin Help Us on Instagram, like a graphic designer extraordinaire. Hit him up for anything you need. He designed the cover. That one, I think we did that premiere again at Recess Coffee in Syracuse. There was 2 premieres. Yeah, I think we did that again. I don't think you came to the second one. Did you have clips in the second one?
I didn't have clips in either because I was working too much.
No, you had a handful because I remember I filmed. You had E-Short clips in the first, and we're doing this.
All right.
With that green bike, you had green bike and red rims.
That was the joint.
Joint. That's what it was.
That was the bike that got stolen.
Remember, I had like the clip. Your intro clip was you were working on your wheel and it was missing like 8 spokes in a row. It was like an entire piece of the pie was gone from your back wheel, but you like rode it.
I don't remember.
It was crazy.
I've been knocked out a lot.
So anyway, so second DVD came out. The morale was probably the best at that point. And at that point, we had some T-shirts come through, and we're trying to start to get some product to try to maybe fund like the next filming project.
Was that when you were really running the website too, right? And
yeah,
that was when the website came about.
But so
he started the website and was doing like the blog thing,
right? Which was a mix of like a lot of different. I would type up like tidbits of whatever I felt like I wanted to talk about bike related, but But I was basically doing like a makeshift come up. Because I would just find dope videos that I like and I would just put them up.
I was going to say yes and no, but you were doing it originally like very scene oriented.
The Syracuse scene, yeah.
Yeah, and Ithaca and like a couple things out of Vestal or Binghamton here and there.
Yeah, whoever I was down with, yeah.
But after a little while, you're like,
because
there's really not a lot of content.
The well dried up, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So that's when I was just like, like Devin Smiley's got a new video out this week. I'll like try to, and I would like wait for as soon as stuff would get posted. I would like try to like nab it like as quick as I could, and like maybe I would like. People would go to the come up or whatever, but like maybe they would check mine first. Like, yeah, right.
But you were putting a lot of other cool stuff like music and stuff.
Yeah, I would put. I know I would like.
I actually just last week I went to the original page, the first section of posts on the website just for the hell of it.
It's still up?
Yeah.
Because I finally let the domain run out because I was like, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I was renewing it for a little while under mine, but then I stopped. It's now No Worries Crew at Big Card at.
Oh yeah, yeah. We actually had NoWorriesCrew.com.
Yeah, but now
which I couldn't believe
now it's
was available.
Just
but.
at WordPress.com.
So yeah, we're doing that, and so the website was just a tool essentially to try to promote whatever we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I posted a plethora of stuff that I thought was. I would post like coffee how-to videos and like
I remember.
tons of random stuff.
Yeah.
And everything was going fairly well. Then we actually had like
There's a few other people posting on there too. I know at least. Well, Sam was contributing for a while too.
Sam posted like 3 things.
Okay.
Yeah, you were the only one. Yeah, you were posting.
Yeah.
But he would just post stuff about like pizza and shit. So that's how I would know it was him that posted.
Is it pizza stuff? I posted a lot of videos.
No, that actually got out of control on the Instagram.
Well, yeah,
you were just like pizza every day. I was like, God damn, dude.
No,
like,
no,
I built it up.
I thought it was because
It
you had
did.
more than
That's what was
just
building it
YouTube
up.
contributing. But no, like the site got to the point where it was almost like the come up for a minute. Where like you had almost every edit on it, and you're
not that much else.
And I was
not
incredibly
every edit's worth watching.
I was incredibly aware of that, and at the same time, I was like, I don't know like what else to do with the site.
Yeah,
like
it's
it's not like we have a million people on the crew that
do?
are like putting out web edits every day.
And like the other thing was like I was early 20s, you know.
It's kind of a dummy.
I was kind of a dummy.
Well, and you were also working at the park at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
constantly.
like, what else are you going to do while you're sitting at the computer at the skate park when no one's there because it's 80 degrees out and nice and the Ithaca Free Park's open?
Well, we go to the wheel mill when it's 90 and beautiful out, so there's that.
But then after that...
Wow, we just
it was in unison. It was,
Alright, ready? Now we're going to clap our
cute.
hands, ready? So
oh, he faked you out.
I know.
We're at like 2012. Website's going. We have a little bit of I actually had the Big Cartel store.
Yeah, that was when you started the Big Cartel.
And that's actually sold the first 2 DVDs. I actually sold a bunch. I mean, like 100 of each probably. But
do you still have the second DVD on the store?
I let the store.
We don't have the Big
store
Cartel anymore.
I didn't renew it. Yeah, we had. I think there was the T-shirts, stickers, and both DVDs were up.
And that was all the stuff that you worked with Shane.
Yeah, I worked out with Shane. But Shane did all the sticker stuff at that point.
Yeah.
Like, all the visual stuff was totally, like, Shane's, like, brainchild. I kind of let him
And
run with it.
then, after that, that's when I started the Instagram with, you know...
Right.
Roz was super involved with me starting it. Like, I was like, oh, is this cool for the username? Like, what should I do for this? Should I make an email?
Did you start it? Or I think I started it. And then I thought I immediately was just like,
I made the account.
Oh, okay.
Because the Gmail isn't my name. The original Gmail.
Yeah, right. We well know that now.
It was everything. Like, everything I did, I messaged you. I was like, should I do this, like this?
And eventually I was just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's when you're like, all right, pizza. Like,
I posted a lot of pizza stuff, but I like pizza.
And then it got to a point where I was like, yo, relax. Like, the pizza shit is only so cool. And, like...
It was funny.
And then
I was reposting, like, pizza slut stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, pizza sluts.
Yeah, I had the
shirt.
shirt.
Was hilarious, yeah.
He's got a shirt.
Yeah.
And then I've eventually called him out.
The fact that page died really bums me.
Yeah, that was a bummer. They were following No Worries Crew. Like,
dude, we made it. We did it.
Yeah, no, that was a big deal. It was funny. And then I did the No Worries Crew mix edit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first video project I ever...
And we're all like SLR by this point now.
No, I wasn't SLR. That was like... That
the
was
one that Folio had that like gap into the rock off that roof or whatever.
I edited that entire thing on my iPhone. Everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Everyone emailed me stuff. I put it into a app called Splice.
Actually, you're skipping ahead. Because I actually did a whole 20-minute mixtape that was up on YouTube for about 2 years before YouTube took it down because of copyright infringement, and I never backed it up.
Naturally.
I never had a hard copy of it. I never had it on my computer or hard drive. So there's a whole DVD, a third one, that was called You Won't.
You Won't?
You Won't.
Yeah.
The You Won't mixtape.
Yeah, no. I don't
which was by
remember.
far the best thing we ever did. That was like the best part of everybody. Oh. Dude, it really is fucking tragic. And people ask me like fairly frequently. They're like, "Yo, like you got nothing?" I was like, "Dude, I edited it. I sat on it for a couple days. Came back, watched it again. I was like, all right, this is as good as it can get. Put it on YouTube. It was stoked. It got like 400 views within a couple months, which is good for us.
Your thing. That was
all GL1. I did that
GL1,
entire thing by myself.
Yeah, that's when.
As far as filming,
like you got a new laptop and. Yeah. That's when.
And that was like 2012 going into the winter of 2013. It came out in the late fall, almost holiday time of 2012.
Yeah. And
it stayed online for. I think it got taken down in like 2015. That's Mario Alciati had the opening part.
Yeah. That was when Joel was living in Syracuse.
Yeah, Joel had a part.
That time.
Joel's stuff was amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, I could probably say this. He was actually supposed to be filming an edit for FBM at the time, and that was when he had like the falling out with FBM or whatever, and he just handed me like an hour's of footage. Mm-hmm. He was just like, "You want to use this for No Worries, Girl?" I was like, "Yeah, let me think."
Of course.
Joel Barnett, let me think about that. I was like, "Yeah, dude, of course." And
I don't know if you have what it takes to be hanging with a No Worries Crew, Joel.
And dude, his part was beautiful.
Joel
Barnett, if you're watching, you are the man. We love you.
I always go back to his vitamin water edit.
It's so good.
It was so
dude,
good.
we watched that. Like, I still go back and watch that. It's on Vimeo, his Vimeo, I believe. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's so good. Dude, he's a wizard.
But the mixed edit,
that came out shortly after that.
Well, not shortly after. That was, I think that was 2016. It has the clip in it,
and I think Davey has the ender in the mixtape I did.
Yeah, maybe your mixtape.
He does that huge gap. To all at OCC.
I don't know. The iPhone edit. That one, Brian Folio has the edit, roof drop into a rock,
mm-hmm.
which was
so
that
was
the
the
mixtape
that's still on, I believe.
That would have been like 2013 or 14, right?
I think that's 2016.
It could be. Yeah,
I don't remember. You there's a clip of you in it. It's on YouTube and Vimeo.
Yeah, you put in. I did a Smith at the.
No, that's not the clip I'm talking about.
At the prefab park in Utica. I was like, why did you use this?
You sitting in the bike rack. I recorded you saying, "No Worries Crew 2016. We're coming in hot and heavy."
Yeah, right. That one day Alex and I sat.
Yeah.
So then I would have already been living down here. Now I'm curious what clips I would have sent you.
I don't remember. I don't remember a lot of it.
You did all that stuff on your own. I don't remember.
Yeah. I asked you if you had anything, and that Utica one was in there.
That project could also be why you have my work cell phone number.
Possibly.
There was a minute. There was probably, that era towards the end there, it was pretty much Tommy. I was just he would run stuff by me, and I was just cool. Because I know at that point, I just knew, and we still now to this day think exactly alike. It's
there was
we're into the same shit.
Good while where not dead, but like it seemed like no one really cared about it.
The scene in Syracuse,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, just like
And
dispersed
honestly,
and changed.
like the pizza thing, like me posting pizza a bunch, that was because I didn't have anything.
Yeah. No, I
Like,
know how that
post
goes.
something, and I like pizza, so fuck it, that's what it was.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
take my post yesterday, for example.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you going to do?
But
Stay on your phones? I
here's
just
the
needed
thing,
something
like-
to post.
Like back then, there weren't any like actually clever memes. Like
Memes?
You're the only one in the
memes,
world that says that.
memes, whatever. There weren't any
I,
like
I would have expected you to say memes before I would have
Memes?
expected memes.
whatever. But the point is, there wasn't anything you could just like repost that was actually good. Like
Yeah.
honestly, the pizza sluts Instagram was the most entertaining thing you could really find that was
Mhm.
funny. So
So needless to say, it was like we weren't like locked into anything like from day one, which
Yeah.
is still cool. Even though I was like cool with the pizza bullshit, but realistically, we've always just done exactly what we wanted to do. We were like,
yeah,
we never went for like a certain vibe per se. The vibe has been let's just do like shit that's appealing. Like,
yeah,
Well, and
so I'm glad we like maintained our integrity.
you're always
that
right
way.
at the spot where I've been like stoked and wanted GrindWorks to be at, which is where like I'm gonna say this, big enough to be able to do some stuff
mm-hmm.
that's cool and like good for the scene and whatnot. But we're not big enough that like if I decided to stop doing it tomorrow, that it would really have a negative impact on anyone. Like,
Yeah, so people would be butthurt, but
I mean, bummed maybe, but I don't
Yeah.
think it wouldn't hurt anyone.
GrindWorks actually does a lot of good for the scene for both Binghamton and here.
Yeah,
like,
even if
you guys
even
put on
if people-
jams like a motherfucker, like I don't
people
think-
might not like.
We put a lot of
Yeah.
work into our jams, which like doesn't come across in a lot of stuff, you know.
No, I know that work because I've tried to put on a couple jams and it's like
And
I'm like
It's a difficult
and,
Like-
and I think a lot of people look at our jam flyer sometimes and go, "Why would I go to that? Look at no one real is sponsoring it." And you're like,
define real.
"Well,
Like
yeah, I could go ask. I feel bad. I haven't even asked like Kink this year.
thing. Yeah,
It's not too late, but like I'm not searching for the
just because of
the
like
top players to sponsor our jam just to get some flash. I'm looking for people that are like GrindWorks, like-minded, small crews, small businesses, small companies, parks, shops, whatever. If you've got something to promote and you're doing something for the scene,
yeah,
whether it's our scene or your scene, like Nowhere BMX. They sponsor our jam, we sponsor their jam. Like, I don't expect to get anything in return out of sponsoring their jam. Maybe one or two people will be psyched on what we're doing, and that's cool.
it's
but-
only there's no negative to it really. It's like all it can do is help.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe someone out here is super stoked after they find out about Nowhere and want some of their V-dipped handlebars or something. I'm like,
Sure.
good, perfect.
Of course that's what happens. Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, that's the whole point, though, is like, there's this whole, I'm going to call it second tier of BMX companies that, like, there's the primary people, there's people that, like,
I think
Dan's back in the
NWC's in
day
the
would
third
be
tier.
carrying. And then there's
We're a sticker company right now.
there's companies that, for whatever reason, like, whether they're trying real hard or not, they're just not there.
Yeah, right.
And people don't want to back them, don't want to push them, because it's conflict of interest for these other big name people. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, you got to come up somehow, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's what I want those people to be sponsoring the jam. I want to be involved with those people because I relate to those people.
Yeah, things at the ground level are. I mean, that's where it's at anyway.
Mhm.
But And I know what when you're saying you're not like talking shit on kink or whatever per se, but it's like it's just
No, not at all.
the added headache of like, all right, now we have to like play by your rules to like get this product.
Kink's always
like,
been really awesome and super easy
I love
to deal
it. We
with.
both agree. Like we say,
But
as far as like
some companies, and I'm not going to put names on these.
No need to, but yeah, sure.
They require a shop to place an order before they'll say they'll sponsor your jam.
Yeah, sure.
And they won't ship you product, they ship it to the shop with their order.
Right.
So, like, kind of the shop's size of their order dictates the size of your prize package and stuff. And you're like, well, I asked the shop to sponsor because I wanted them to, like, throw in a handful of their shop t-shirts and stickers and, you know, maybe a gift card or two to
and
get
now
you
they can't.
enough. Like a $10 gift card gets you in to buy a pair of grips, or it gets you $10 off of whatever you need at the shop.
Sure.
But beyond that, like if you throw a gift card out and no one goes and redeems it, it didn't cost you any money.
Yeah.
But if you sponsor as a shop and you have to place an order from company A, company B, company C, that maybe you were going to place those orders, but maybe you weren't, or at least not in that time frame. It wasn't going to be convenient for you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's not helping you as a shop. It's not really helping the jam. Like it is, but it's not.
No,
it's
like that quick revenue mentality.
I just quite honestly feel like it's complete garbage for companies to act like that.
Absolutely.
You either want to be involved in the jam or you don't. And if you don't, just tell me.
Yeah.
Right. I what you're getting at is just tell me. Yeah. Like it's cool if you don't want to.
Don't waste the time.
It's cool.
It's fine.
You're not obligated to, but don't be like, all right, we're gonna. And that's where I'm coming from.
I'll do it if your shop buys $150 worth of our product and like. Well,
in the same token, it's like,
okay.
oh, I get it. Every move you make has to like. I get it, but it's like there's ways to go about it.
Yeah, but when not every company's doing that, and I've got all these local dudes that like companies that want their name put out there, like I prefer to work with you guys anyway.
Yeah, right.
Well,
NWC is always down to contribute stickers, bro. So.
Well, you know, NWC is not on the flyers this year, so
all the stickers.
No, I'll get you guys put on.
It's
one sticker per jam. It's like a golden ticket.
Probably.
Give out a real prize if you show me the NWC.
Only for the best trick. You get one.
Or is the real prize if you show me the NWC sticker you pulled from last year's sticker bag?
So that actually kind of like brings us closer to modern time. So we actually made a couple attempts to get some more merch.
What about what? Oh yeah, you're blocking Tommy.
Yup. Roz has to send this thing to do
that. Before we get into like closer to present time, my water's out.
My water's out.
My water's totally.
Water break, y'all.
Let's see. Where's my break?
I'm sleeping.
The biggest band in the world. This is.
I still really enjoyed their version of Holy Diver.
Are we rolling?
I should have known it was happening.
Yeah. I started rolling when Tommy was packing his stuff up in the back.
Oh, all right. So where do we leave off? We were all right.
Well,
so we're almost to modern day.
In the break, we did verify that I do in fact own the second No Worries Crew DVD,
and you don't have any clips.
And I have nothing. Also, that even though I may have been salty, I wasn't that salty, and I still supported my friends doing cool things. Support tangible media.
And print.
It's a hashtag.
And print.
It's tangible media. The hashtag I've used pretty strongly for a while.
That's true. That's true. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like printed material.
I have the Delecky book right over here.
So
I have a lot of them.
Well, I have the newest one.
So
I
you
have
did.
the Jimmy Levan book.
Can I see the Delecky one?
That
I'm
was
not all the way
time.
through it. It's not a great time for that anyway.
I'm sorry.
So 2015.
We'll lose you.
Yeah. I'll be gone. Delecky?
2015. You did the little mix online mixtape on your own.
The other two, 2014, 2015.
Oh, we should have
somewhere.
verified that. We can verify it.
It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, I don't.
It made
I'll
it-
bog my
it made it on
computer
the
down
comp,
if I
didn't
try
it,
to
too?
do it on there.
That
No.
one was on
Alex
the come
and
up.
you, your split section made
That
it.
was also on the come up. Yeah.
Yeah, 2015-ish. So no real work probably happened around that time. I don't really know where I was at.
Is it on Tom Beckman's YouTube?
I think so. I tried
Because the first thing that comes up when you search that is not BMX related at all. But then you get Alex and Tommy iPhone edit for No Worries Crew.
it might be under Tom Beckman Media.
Oh, we're gonna check.
So basically, that's 2015.
Around
Yes.
that time, I started making a lot of like iPhone edits because I found this app called Splice.
And I still use Splice.
Yeah, I use Adobe
It's good.
Clips now
It's good for the quick little, like Insta things.
because
that
I
do.
buy into the Adobe thing. Oh,
I do too.
I hate myself for it.
No,
So,
you know. Ooh. Alright, here's the real edit. Just kind of totally off
I
topic.
think I know what you're talking about.
You do. Should I just play the audio?
He
No, don't even explain this.
What is this?
is the very first thing I ever made.
It's just farts.
I recorded that and used it as a news edit. He filmed me.
You're making this sound with your mouth?
Yeah. Wait until you see what I'm wearing in the edit.
Yeah, you gotta just watch this video. Because the edit is called Fart Bag.
It's called
Oh
Fart
yeah!
Bag.
Oh yeah!
That was my first edit that I ever made.
So
Fart Bag.
he's riding in a whoopee cushion.
This
farting
this
like
was
this.
around. This was when I worked at FBM,
Yeah.
and I was at HCS like every day,
like every
was-
day.
like every day, or was it before that?
I have no idea. It's saying it was uploaded a year ago, which is
Oh,
clearly
that's-
wrong.
I put everything
Oh,
from
you
Vimeo
re-uploaded?
onto there.
Okay. Well, I don't know where the No Worries Crew mix is. Was that on Vimeo?
Everything's
it was
definitely on Vimeo.
That was on YouTube.
The one
I
that
tried
put on
to
the
put
come up was
everything
the
on.
Vimeo one.
I tried to put everything I have on Vimeo up on YouTube.
Really difficult.
It is because it flags everything immediately, and you're like, all right, guess it's just staying over there
Yeah,
forever.
right.
It took me 3 days to actually get the transfer going.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, a few small online things have made the run. Alex has done a couple things on his own under the NWC guys, I believe.
I edited all of those.
So whatever it be, yeah. So there's been a few small online pieces that have made their way to fruition in the past few years. But realistically, at least for me anyway, since 2017, I actually filmed the first clip towards the project that we've been working on,
Yeah, we've been working on this.
which
forever.
is currently called Better Late, is the project that it's been like a solid 3+ years. It was like the spring of 2017. I actually filmed the first clip for it. Then it was like kind of shaky. I got a little bit done in that year, and then last summer I got a ton done.
Yeah.
Most of it is pretty much already filmed, and this summer I'm just choosing to just be like calling it quits. Like by this fall, what I have is what I have. Like, and I think you're probably on the same wavelength. So NWC technically is not dead. We are working on.
Technically.
We are.
It's all
We
fun.
have been collectively working on a filming project, like I said, called Better Late. You check the hashtag on Insta, Better Late. One word. And if you were to ask me who's actually going to have parts, I don't fucking know. Like
Me
you,
neither.
like
You two is the only way to confirm it.
I have probably a minute and a half of solid Davey Osgood footage.
Yeah.
I got maybe 30 seconds of Sean, Black Sean footage. I think that's realistically it. And I've gotten like a million like clips from different people that have like done 1 or 2 clips. So the French section is gonna be banging.
Yeah.
And then everybody's all talk. Everyone's like, "Yo, I want to do this," and it's just like, bro, I'm like. Granted, I work a ton, so it's like my availability realistically isn't as good as it could be. If you were to rely on me being like the filmer for the project, so I get it. But that's like the only excuse that I'll ever use is like, yo, when I'm out of work, even if I'm not riding, you tell me where to be. I'll be there with the camera set up. And it just like doesn't happen. So it is what it is. So I don't. It's pretty clear at this point. It's not going to be an official physical thing with like a premiere or anything. It's just not realistic.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be some kind of online release. It's pretty much all the info that we really have on it at this point.
Yeah.
You never say never, but the
Goonies never say die.
Okay.
We were toying with the idea of, so pretty much you could be pretty much done in a month or two if you wanted to be, right?
Yeah, I've got like a minute and a half.
Oh, you better keep working, bud.
I'm only gonna use a song that's a minute long.
Oh, that. So it'll either be we might release the parts like on a monthly session maybe until we were like, all right, that's everybody, to give maybe a few more months or weeks to like certain people. That's an idea, but realistically that pushes it back until next year.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's like
it makes it
effectively-
not a firm deadline where like, dude, you're either in or you're out, right?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Because if I go that route, if I in my head I say that's what we're gonna do, then it's really not ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I think Better Late at this point might just be like a few web edits.
Better Tommy and Roz.
That's whatever. And Davey, and maybe in Davey and Sean I might like throw together, and it might be like a split part.
Yeah.
Could be they ride
Well,
together all the time, so
and
it's
like
fitting.
cool and also not cool is like Kyle and his crew are all doing their own project at the same time.
I back them
So like,
totally.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, they're going out.
I think it's
Doing
awesome
it a
that they're
lot.
out there doing their thing. I always have mixed feelings on like crews within crews, kind of, where like
Yeah.
there's always overlap. There's no way you
Yeah,
can't
sure.
be like associated with multiple like different groups of people
Which I am,
unless you're kind
and-
of a loser.
We've talked.
But-
Talked. It's him.
But it's like you're working on you guys are working on something, and it's like, instead of working all together to make one awesome thing, it's like you just kind of fight against each other.
Yeah.
And you might make two awesome things, but what's your viewers are gonna like choose one.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And it is what it is. I mean, it's less with a video project than it is with like company stuff and like making products.
Yeah, sure.
Because
Because then
you're like, man, we could work together and put like a bunch of cool stuff out, but when we're all making different stuff and all have it in different stores, that's what I've been trying to fix a little bit with some of my closer friends is like, we're all running separate web stores, right? And if you have to make the decision to pick a random web store to go to order a random item, one, you might never do it, but two, if you do, you're sure as heck not going to spend all the time to go place 6 different orders on 6 different little web stores.
Right.
So
that's why you just end up going to Dan's or
right, but you can't do that for these second tier companies.
Right.
So like anyone that's making a sticker or something, or doing like, hey, we sell T-shirts or something, like throw them on my web store.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then come to all one place. People come here for your sticker, see mine, say, oh, I'm going to order both of those. Those are sick.
Yeah.
People come for my T-shirt and go, oh, I've never seen their stickers before. Those are cool, and order those. Like, mutually beneficial, you know what I'm saying? It's just that the hype kind of falls off real quick for it. So
Yeah, no.
when I first put some other people's stuff on, I put the BMX's Fuck Crew stickers on. And every single one I sold, it was 1-to-1 for GrindWorks sticker to theirs. And every single order had one of each in it. And I'm like, all right, it's doing exactly what I want it to do. And then it just went dead. And I've got the Face Tyler ones. I technically don't have them up at this second. They'll be up in the next day or two.
Yeah.
To put those on, I've got my stuff. I have the Pole Jam stuff on there. I'm supposed to be getting some of Keystone stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, obviously you guys have stickers and a whole closet, attic full of DVDs.
Got that attic.
So.
Right, you actually got one that you can put in your West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need it. I don't have a part.
Oh!
Neither do I.
But the point to everything you're saying is that it's like the little guys have to like support each other and maybe make an effort to consolidate an effort. Mm-hmm. So the fact that like Richie and Kyle got their like VX project going on, we got ours obviously as high def as it possibly can get, and it is a shame because if either of us were doing either other way, we could have maybe conjoined on it. And actually, that I believe I had a conversation with Kyle where I think we were like thinking about talking about doing it together, but he was like, "Oh, we want to do it VX," and I was like, "Well, there's that." Like, so
yeah.
It does make it a little.
But there has been talk about a collab, and it actually, the collab could be pretty funny because no worries, it's fine.
No worries, it's fine.
Yeah,
we've actually we've already that is actually gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's probably it's gonna be just like a little day at it.
Yeah, I mean, just once both of these two productions wrap,
and realistically, like theirs will probably be out before ours at this point. We got like possible. 3+ years of production time on ours, so.
Well, especially doing VX, you can really slap it together editing wise and just be like, whatever, it's VX footage.
No, for my stuff, I need to color grade. I need to do a lot of stuff, and like sound levels, effects, layers, like combing through layers. There's a lot of stuff.
Building your digital interface.
Yeah. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I miss the days of iPhone edits.
Let's just
Fart bag.
Yeah, just do it.
93% of my part is filmed on an iPhone 7,
Yeah.
and second angles, second still angles on
Yours
it.
is gonna go together like cake.
SLR. My raw timeline right now is like 18 minutes. Like
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff, but I'm probably only stoked on 2 minutes.
I
of
think
it.
my raw timeline is like
But that's a problem for filming over that duration of time too. Is like
yeah.
you have to
Eventually,
edit
eventually,
and pick
like
your clips based on what you were into at the time,
right.
yeah.
and like if you
That's
were
the
stoked
problem
on it
I
at
have
the time.
now. That's the problem I have now because I'm like, dude, I worked so hard for that, but I can crush that trick now. Like, and it's like, like,
So we've been doing a thing. Obviously, GrindWorks has been on and off working on a video as well. I say
for like
on,
a decade.
I say on and off. Well, we haven't even existed for a decade.
Dick.
I feel like since
Look
I've
at
known
you.
you, the GrindWorks project is.
No, I think it's been like about 4 years that we've been talking about it. But, dude, more than half the people that were originally asked to have parts in this either stopped riding or just kind of fell off or did something else. And it's like,
Went to jail. Got
So-
into drugs.
I've got a whole bunch of, like you're saying, like people that have friend sections.
Yeah. That's
Or
where I'm at.
depending on the
friends.
situation, maybe not even. But I don't
You
know.
have,
And
like,
then
a-
I've got like other people that like I could work with more, but I'm also trying to do the GrindWorks thing. So it's like if you're not running our pegs, I'm not sure I want to showcase you in a full section.
And then there's me.
And
I could never have a GrindWorks part.
and then the biggest problem with it
Unless you wear a T-shirt.
is that we were trying to do all street.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
This
I
is a
like
good. This
that-
is a good topic of discussion, actually.
I really like that idea in general, is to do all street.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I had this discussion with Max specifically because he was like, I'd like,
Homeboy loves his plazas.
well, exactly. And it's like,
I'm not
yeah.
talking shit. We love you too, Max.
I'd be really stoked to have a part in this, but I don't want to film it on street. And I'm like, I understand and respect that because that's not what you primarily were riding, especially at the time we had this discussion.
Yeah.
But, like,
But needless to say, dude,
Well,
he kills
but-
it on street.
but
though.
who am I or anyone to say, hey man, I'm really into the way you ride and the way you do stuff. Really like you to film a part for this video we're working on, but I need you to not ride the things you like to ride the way that you like to ride to fit
Yeah,
my
exactly.
idea of this
Right.
art project.
So it's like,
that I
do you
have.
want
It's
the
like,
do you want the actual rider to shine through, or the aesthetic of your DVD to shine through? And it's like, where is the line?
well, and also like look at the caliber of riding that we're gonna have. Like,
I'm not allowed to do tables on street.
You could probably convince me if it was a proper
you
setup.
did a sick one.
If it was like a hip or something where you like land into a down ramp, I'm all about that. Yeah,
Just-
I think
just not
you can argue with me,
downstairs.
but I think things like tables, turn downs, when you do them on street and land flat, that shit can go away. I don't. It's just I don't know.
It's
That's
freestyle, Roz. There's no rules, okay?
I only do.
That's
four
my
tricks.
version of freestyle, bro. What can I say?
I only. Do
But I only
four
say that because I can't do any of those actual real tricks. So
tricks. I've seen you do a table.
no, you know you have not. You've seen me try like hell to do something that resembles a
We've
table.
seen Roz lean his bike
You've
about
seen me
45 degrees.
You've seen me do a 45-degree turn bar and call it a euro.
I mean,
There we go.
What
But-
the hell were we talking about?
well,
Oh, so
It's just
the
kind of like,
plaza thing.
yeah, forming people into your idea too. Like, no, of course,
conform.
it actually bums me out because the whole idea of the project has continually been like street, 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 and the longer we go in this, I'm like, I don't even believe in this whole idea. But I don't think it's the right way to handle it. I think
Yeah.
think that
Like, trying to make it all street.
yeah.
Well, it makes less sense, like you say. If you want to work, we can just keep using Max as the example.
Certain people, let's just say.
Cause I mean,
he's not a great example. Let's talk about someone that just like rides the park, like a dude that likes box jumps or something, or.
Right. Well, yeah, and like it's like, what is he gonna do? Like otherwise, it's like,
yeah.
Where you got a concrete box jump like in the middle
mini
of
ramp guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. When you approach it like that, when you're trying to like get a more diverse crew involved, it's like unless there's trails or something like that around.
Well,
yeah, you're gonna be filming at Wheel Mill or whatever.
You know, you see a lot of like crappy, like park edits. I say crappy kind of facetiously.
You see some crappy street edits
because they're like,
let's be honest,
they're usually pretty wild.
Right.
But there's.
You're talking about like circus trick, like
yeah, but there's nothing like really sick about it.
Well, stuff that might not get me stoked personally.
But it's been a long time since there's been like a cool, good video out with real good vibes that has a bunch of park riding and street riding, or basically whatever the heck you want riding.
I don't know if it comes to mind. There's 2 ramp riding videos that I'm obsessed with. The Drew Bezanson at Joyride 150 was like a winter edit. The one where he like jumped over like the whole catwalk in the end.
Old
It's pretty old. That one I'm obsessed with. I watch that regularly. And the other one is the Alex Colborn After Hours video at what is it? Something
He's got
alley?
a couple really
Adrenaline
ridiculous
Alley.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a maniac on ramp. So it's like a cool like the parts all like shut down and it's like just him and a filmer. And so there's a couple. I do like watching like some of that ramp riding stuff. I always like watching like Chris Kyle at what's that park he rides?
Yeah, I don't know.
23
unit.
Yeah, the unit. In the UK, I like watching like Chris Kyle. He's got like a cool kind of unique style. There's ramp riders I like watching.
I'm kind of excited. I'm only hearing about it a little bit. I think on Dennis Anderson's podcast, he was talking to someone about the Fast and Loose project.
Oh yeah, Jason Watts' project, dude. He is the man, and I don't even like that kind of riding per se, but it's like he is undeniable.
Well,
he's like.
It's gonna be an enjoyable video, and you can take your bad attitude about street only and shove it.
Doesn't it got Kelvin Kusevich? He's involved with that too, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't know the whole list of people involved in that crew.
Dude, Jason Watts is the truth. Him and who's the other? Corey Walsh. He's doing
Corey
some
Walsh is pretty wild.
Dude, he's like there is like jump dudes that I'm like
and.
Undeniable.
Too? Is he involved in that?
Not sure.
Hucker?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
He's a monster too. So yeah, there's like I love like BMX in general. Like I actually love all aspects of it. I wish there was more people that wanted to do like flat. I love watching flat, dude. Like that stuff is mind blowing to me. But it's a shame that you like can't even make money like being a flatline rider anymore. But
no.
I don't even think there isn't even like it. There's not even an outlet like online or any. There's not even like an online resource for like.
There's a couple Instagram pages dedicated to it.
There's actually a whole website dedicated to flatland.
Yeah, it was.
It's flat.
It's just become so different that they're like not even relatable anymore.
Who's the French dude that like does the flat but street riding stuff?
It's Matthias.
Yeah. Medingos.
Danois.
Yeah. He's cool because he'll ride street and then he'll do like whatever.
Because he has a frame. He has a street frame.
Right.
You know what's very disappointing about a lot of that to me, and this is just to me. So I always hate that they're so separate when you see the combined links. You'll see like a sweet trick done into a manual, and then like. After you've gone all the way down like the obstacle and you're into the flat area, then there's like some flatland maneuvers and then the trick's over and you're like, leaves me something to be desired. Like, I wish you
Mm.
could have blended this more seamlessly.
Like,
Not done one, then the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like if you do like a feeble grind and then like a hop up manual into something on top of the ledge.
Do a whole link across the ledge
Right.
and then pop off the end, but like,
Right.
don't do like a trick line down the ledge and then after you drop off the ledge, land in a manual and then do your flatland line. I'm like, eh.
I like Terry Adams. I always like thought he had cool style.
I like
all
when
that
he
stuff.
kicked Aaron Ross off of the handrail.
They actually
Yeah, those joint edits are fucking sweet too. I thought.
in the new Time Machine one that they did with our BMX, they actually retried that because he was trying to kick the back wheel to do a tail whip.
Yeah.
It was meant to be like him kicking Aaron's back wheel.
Oh my god, can
into
we
a
talk
tail whip.
about like
They
the
actually
latest?
did it in the newest one.
Oh, I missed that somehow.
It was the first edit up on our BMX.
That's right, I have to watch that. While we're talking about Aaron Ross, this is unrelated to anything we've talked about, but yo, the last like web
Yeah, he
edit that
throws a
Aaron
mean
Ross,
spiral.
the last edit that he did, I think it was called like still on it or whatever, something like that. This came out like a couple months ago, and he does the fakey handicap rail hop, dude. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I've lost it. I was like,
that
it's-
was the straight one,
yeah,
like fakie.
to land
Uh-huh.
fakey.
Yeah, no, those are.
But it was like 3 feet high. I was like, dude.
Me and Derek were sessioning like flat rail. We were trying to do fakie hops over a flat rail at HCS. This was when I first got my free coaster, and Derek was like trying to show me how to do it, and he was like working on it too. And it was like, no, this is impossible. And that was like a foot high.
Yeah.
Does
there's
he
a lot
use?
of
Does he
travel
does he hit the
involved.
back brake to help him like pop up?
I think he does.
Yeah, I know he does it when he hops
But there's a
onto
lot.
rails.
Think about the travel involved in that versus a regular hop, where you're like halfway over it before your back wheel has to leave the ground.
Dude, I saw that.
Like,
I
you have to be fully popped and then do your entire travel over.
It's
the
full
thing.
commitment too. But like a
You get-
full mental.
Mhm.
And the
Fuck.
bails are awful because there's like no way to gracefully like get out of that. Dude, he hung up 100 times on that. Like, dude, yeah, it was crazy. And the one he landed, you could tell he was just getting the front wheel like tucked over. I was like, that might
You
dude,
could have
Aaron
skimmed
Ross.
it, and I would have given it to you.
Dude, Aaron Ross, man.
I don't
Monster.
care.
All right, so that was a tangent. So I guess that, as far as the NWC stuff, I guess that's pretty much. We're working on the Better Late hashtag Better Late project. No, Better Late is the hashtag.
Yeah.
At
Um,
NWC BMX is the Instagram tag.
At NWC
handle.
BMX, you can reach either me or him. We run the Instagram collectively, so, and probably Bobby, will, if he wants to. So right now,
I'll take a 7th.
you do better than we could.
No, probably not. I'm pretty
Um,
spread thin on my social media undertakings.
I'm pretty spread too.
So the Better Late project, I want to start unrolling stuff this fall for it. We can't really say what it's going to be like per se yet.
Not a clue.
But I know,
we're
like
gonna
me-
be riding bikes.
We're filming for it. We're in Pittsburgh right now, specifically on an NWC filming trip. So we're headed to Cleveland tomorrow to see what other trouble we can get into, and it's been
Or Akron.
I guess we're
One
Akron.
or the other.
Anyone that's
I'm
by the time they see this, will be long gone.
This
but,
will be like weeks from now.
So and it's been going great. Every time I come down here, I end up getting like 1 million dope clips, and I think it's just attributes to me getting out of Syracuse and just having a fresh perspective. And
I went over the bars.
I was gonna
I know
bring that up differently, but okay, go.
yeah, we'll see. We're just gonna keep chipping away at it. We'll still work on there's probably still gonna be a t-shirt design and more little pieces of merch, stickers and whatnot. I still want to keep doing it. I still want to be creative. It's a really cool creative outlet. Tommy's heavily involved with doing like photo and filming projects right now. So between the two of us, we have like the full capacity to do something like really great. It just comes down to how much time, money, and effort we want to personally invest in it, because nobody else is going to at this point. And that's pretty much it. We could take it wherever we want to go, but it's just kind of like it'll come when we'll get our asses kicked one day, and we'll be like, all right, let's like wrap this shit up. Let's like put something out there. So it's all just a matter of time, pretty much. So we're still creeping along at it, refusing to grow up completely. I give up the dream, man. I'm a dreamer. But yeah, this trip has been awesome so far. We're just doing a little 4-day thing out towards Ohio and back to Syracuse. Well, I had to drop this punk ass off in Ithaca, but
locking down a ton of ABDs.
All the ABDs except for my Wally to tire slide. What? Call
Dude,
that an ABD.
your banger is
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah.
No,
I mean.
Yeah, right now my riding.
Let's talk about that though, because like, personally, I could care less about ABD things. Like, how do you guys feel about that? And I can elaborate more on my position there.
Depends. If you're a big name pro and it's your banger, that's a joke.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I don't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck, really. It's yeah, pretty much like he said. If it's like obvious stuff, like if you
Like famous
if you were
stuff.
if you like went to Jersey and you went to like the Van Homan like quick manual to rail spot and like we're like gonna do it's like obvious shit like that. It's like, dude, like what are you doing? But I don't need to worry about that because I only do 4 tricks and I'm like,
yeah.
The only thing
if the
that's
spot works for you, then you just roll with it.
I don't really have to worry about me, and I know like the spots that I generally go to, it either has to speak to me in a way where it takes me slightly out of my comfort zone, or it has to be like I can do this like real quick and like I know like this will be over with. I don't do like the caliber of tricks where like people would be like, oh, that shit's already been done there. Like I don't like anything that anyone would care about. They ain't looking at me to be like, oh, he fucking did that trick. I mean, if that's like the type of thing, but if it's like a recognizable person that's like biting something that's like really stupid and obvious like that, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But you'll hear about like, and we keep bringing it up, but it's like one of my favorite podcasts now is that Dennis Anderson's Unclicked podcast. He's interviewed a bunch of people and repeatedly like on there they'll be like, yeah, we were like rolled up to this rail, and that's why when you're out filming you'll see like that's why people will put like their company sticker on like rails and ledges and stuff. It's be like if you like know those people, maybe you have someone's number in your phone and be like, yo, call them up real quick. They'll be like, what went down here? And then it's like you just like stay in contact. That's actually like if anyone like sees shit like that, it's like why they do that. So it's like anyone that's in the know, you can just like do a nice little quick little courtesy call. You don't gotta ruin someone's day, but like if it's like, yo, I already like croaked that rail, like, and it's maybe it's time to move on. But
or like you're talking about Unclicked, the Dan Lacey episode on there.
Dude, he is a riot.
He was talking about Courage doing the truck down that
that
giant gap, but he's like, dude, my friends were with him and they kept it a secret from me that he one-upped me. Like, all you gotta do is say, hey man, I'd like to truck this spot. And he's like, I'd say, can you find a different spot to truck? But if not, cool.
Right. Yeah,
Cool.
sure. That's just tasteful to
Yeah.
me, you know, because it's like it can take a situation where all you gotta do is call, expand. Yo, I'm here. I'm on a trip. This is the only thing that I've really seen. I just want to get this done. And they'd be like,
or
well,
like,
yeah, cool.
do you have
Whatever.
a different trick you could do down there? Like,
Or
do
that, yeah.
do you have to truck it because I 3'd it, or like, could you whip it
Yeah.
instead, and then it's just at least a different
And,
trick?
Like with something like that, it's just so close.
But then there's things like
truck 3.
Yeah,
It's
right.
an obvious one.
there's things like every town has like a local spot where everyone's hit this rail before.
And I
Yeah.
think the Dan
And you're
Lacey.
like, well then, why would I not double peg that rail? Just like you see it, people
Everyone
say it when you're just riding around not filming clips. Oh, that's ABD, and you're like,
okay.
dude, we're having a fun session. Like, do
Yeah.
I look like I care?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
No.
that the flat ground 180 off of a curb you did earlier is ABD too.
Whatever.
Did I need to tell you about it? No.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, the ABD thing, it only matters like at the spot. Like, we're not even talking about like tricks because it's like everyone does the same tricks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the Courage and Lacey thing would have been more of an issue if he was like, yo, I want to like switch 3 this or whatever. Then I would have been like, bro, come on, like that was like the banger I was known for a minute. Like
Switch or oppo?
here we go. We can get into that if you want, but I don't even know what you mean when you say that. Are we talking switch-footed?
Switch is switch footed.
Switch.
Alright.
Oppo is other
Other
opposite
spin.
direction or opposite side.
Let it be
Yeah.
known, kids. He's the authority. I just
I
say,
am. I'm a published writer on that.
Yeah, he actually is a published writer on that. Legit. But
yeah.
I agree.
So my feeling is just, you know, don't be a dummy about it. Use your discretion. If you like roll up to a spot and it's like clear that it's like already been touched, it's like if you have the ability, and it's like so easy to stay connected with other riders now. So it's like, you know, if you can't take like 2 minutes and at least make an effort, even if they don't like hit you back immediately and you like do shit anyway, it's like that rider still is gonna at least be like a little, like feel a little gratitude, be like, all right, yo, you reached out and you made the effort, and you can only get so pissed about shit.
So
like
what
that.
you're
It's
saying
like,
is, if you're an amateur coming up, you should go to spots that pros did big things at, duplicate their trick, and then go tag them on Instagram and be like, that's all you had here?
yeah, if anyone has an Instagram where you do that, hit me up because I'm trying to see that. Oh my god.
I would wreck that person.
That's
I
all
would
they
find
just
them.
travel around and
I'm-
tag different pros after
I'm not
they
a
redo their
violent
trick.
person, but I would beat that person down.
I wouldn't want to be associated with that person, but that would be very entertaining. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, whose trick's he gonna ABD this week, and just like do the same thing.
And that's why I say that's
The
why
Instagram would be called.
that's
ABD.
my greater opinion on the issue.
Yeah.
But if you want to bring it back to ground zero to a personal level, that's why I say you don't gotta worry about me. I ain't doing nothing that fucking matters. So it's like I'm doing shit that I'm stoked on, which is like really good for someone who's almost 40 and rides like whenever I can.
Well,
it is what it
I
is.
already kind of knew that personally,
right.
because it's like, I'm not even gonna tell you. Like, for example, the rail we were at yesterday. It's been hit by like everyone and their brother.
Right.
And I'm like, well, alright, I brought you here for this one. It got hit by a car, it's broken or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
this
sure.
one's here,
Here's
it's
something
speaking
else.
to you. Like, if I told you, hey man, that rail's been double pegged before, you would have looked at the rail and been like, yeah, no kidding.
Well,
I still want to grind it.
Well, yeah, there's like, dude, there hasn't been paint on the top of that rail for probably 10 years. A million people have ridden it, but it's like, that shit was
still
like,
stoked.
that's like getting out of my, that's what I'm saying. It's like good for me. It was a little bit out of my comfort zone. I was clearly had the shits about it. I got it done, so it's like, And that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh really? Like no one's ever like went to MLK and like barred the bank. It's like clearly I'm doing shit,
Well,
but it's
yeah.
like for me that's like an accomplishment. So it's like
Yeah, it's cool.
like it's all that's
Well,
all that
yeah,
really
and,
matters.
or
to me.
I mean, how many times does the same trick have to be done somewhere before no one even cares that it's ABD anymore?
Oh yeah, that's
now
true
it's like
too.
a casual thing, right?
That's
like,
true
yeah.
too.
like if
I do
let's go back to Dan
do
Lacey's
MVDs.
3 for sake of discussion, right?
There's
He-
probably
he-
an 18-year-old
he
grandma
threes
that's probably
that.
done it. Like,
Yeah. Or
Another
like
kid just
5.
goes and threes it just because he saw Dan Lacey do it. He's like, I could do that
But
one
he didn't
too.
film it.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
maybe he
he
did
did-
and
yeah.
just put it on Instagram or something. But like, then someone else threes it, and another guy three. At some point, you're just threeing it because you can,
Yeah.
Sure.
and then you're like, all right, well, how many people have to do this before? It's not even real. It's not that it's not an ABD because it clearly is, but
Yeah.
it's not an ABD in the sense of like, hey, you got to call so and so, and like, it's just an open trick
So-
at that
and
point,
that's-
right?
That's why
that stuff only really matters if it's like pro crews going up to popular spots where other pro crews have clearly already filmed.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's when that shit like really matters.
That's where the ABDs,
But then
I feel come in.
You're
a little
talking
bit more.
MLK as a great example here. Like, could you even talk to enough people to get a rundown of what's happened there?
That's the other thing too. You're just like
Or
you
do
know,
you just-
everything's
or do
been
you
done
just
here.
do what you want?
Yeah.
Because yes, exactly. At some point, you just go to a spot and you just go. It's a basic hip, like literally everything that's possible can or has been done here.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna do what I think's cool here, and I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
And
Whatever.
if you get called out for ABD for it, or anyone calls someone else out for ABD on it, you're like,
Hip hop parade.
dude, it's a hip.
Yeah.
Like, whether it was done on this one or that one, doesn't really matter. It's the same trick.
Yeah. I actually have two different. I just kind of realized I have two different barsmans filmed at that goddamn school now. Oh, whatever. Some will get used. But
You know, one can go in a promo video, and the other one can go in the real
one can be for my GrindWorks part.
Yeah, perfect.
But
Please compress it to like a 1010 by 1010 or 110 by 110
yeah, you got it. You
file
got it.
size format, so you can't watch it at all.
Yeah, I want to make sure.
It's gonna be super compressed.
Good. The better. The more the better.
I want
Completely
like
by accident.
4 or 5 pixel. We'll get it done.
I was thinking just straight up 4.
Straight 4.
Yeah.
4
Yeah, I
pixel.
just want like different colors kind of changing, and then I'll be like,
I
oh,
want-
look
I
at
want,
how sick
I want
that
it to
is.
be like a Lego image.
And then I'll upscale it to
We should call it Legos.
Legos.
I'll upscale it to 1080p so that it interpolates the fade between all the pixels.
Dial.
It's just like beautifully panned shades of color. Like, no, dude, I landed it for real. Like,
call it shades.
Shades. 50 Shades of BMX.
50 Shades of...
Um,
got fucked up.
so what other burning questions do you have for us? Like, what's been just eating at your brain?
I take pictures.
Well, we know.
Anyway, we'll do a
Yeah,
whole
we'll get
photo
that.
issue with just for you.
I'm sleepy.
No, with the ABD thing, I still wanted to go because we're already
Get
coming up to the fact that
deeper.
there's different ways to handle that,
Sure.
and like even different scenarios for it, and then we're talking like famous spots, and then you hit like El Toro is a great
Which
example.
is gone now.
No, it's rebuilt.
Really?
Yeah, they put
Yeah,
new
they did
stores
it
in.
exactly the same.
New
Oh,
stores
no
in.
shit.
So
Oh, they fixed the landing a little bit.
So, El Toro Classic, let's say. There's a whole bunch of things like grinding the rail or whatever that, like, no one cares if you grind that rail. It's ABD 100,000 times,
Right.
whatever.
Unless
Then
you
there's
Brad
certain
Sims showing
tricks
up at-
down the stairs or whatever that, like, oh, you can't do that. So-and-so already did that. And you're like, so why is this trick, and this trick at this spot considered open free reign based on either duration of time that's passed, number of people that have done it, or other reasons.
So,
and then these tricks are off limits, don't touch them, don't do them. Now,
here's
the
the
follow-up question to that is, now that the stairs have been removed and replaced, does it open everything back up? Because now
these are
it's
new stairs.
It's a different
really
El
quick,
Toro.
let's go back to El Toro. Super famous spot. A lot of things have been done on it. But also, the media is going to filter what is important.
Well,
And
they're supposed to.
I think it's the media's job, like our dig, it's their job to put importance on NBDs. Like, if they, they should know Brad Sims double pegged up that rail. They should know. And if someone double pegs up it, sure, if some amateur double pegs up it, yeah, it can be in their part. It shouldn't be their banger. And
Okay, but all right, here's today's world, okay?
And let me
Every
finish.
kid can up rail
And
to any trick they want or
I
bar
think-
out. Should someone go up rail bar that just because, like, if they get up the stairs, they literally have enough time to throw the bars and just do it just to
You
do
can
it?
do it. Why not?
I mean, but
it's still a big
what's
thing.
the point
So
in
Brandon
doing it just to
Began-
do it?
Brandon Began said it. I don't know if you saw it was Holy Rail. It might have been a dig thing, but
the quest for the Holy Rail.
Yeah, the Holy Rail. It was on El Toro. The subject was El Toro, and he was talking about how doesn't matter who you are, you do anything down that, respect. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel the same way. It could be an ABD. You fucking hooked yourself down El Toro.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like
You're
20
landing in-
stairs or something?
20,
Or-
it's a 20
or, like,
set into an uphill landing.
That kid barred it.
The bar was crazy.
Does that
then you see,
fully,
like-
does that fully open up straight bars down it now? That was it. Rory Ellis did first. Was the first to actually land it. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, in the
'Cause,
football section.
And
Mike
I do think the
Brennan
level of the
tried
spot,
it a bunch of times years ago.
Right, and
Yeah, he
inside,
blew
yeah,
up every
it
time.
died, yeah.
Anderson tried whipping it years ago
Uh,
before that little juice kid
did
did
Churchill truck it or whip it?
He didn't whip it.
He trucked it, didn't he?
Yeah, he trucked
What
it.
a psycho, dude.
Did Churchill-
Yeah, that was in the beginning because him and
Dude,
him,
okay. I just want to talk about Stevie's face after the truck.
he goes, dude, but deserve.
That's
Dude,
where all those gorilla
No,
memes
that's what
came
I'm saying.
from.
Like that face that he made was like the face of someone that just experienced sex for the first time, and you could literally see the love and passion in his
He was just
face.
like,
He was
fuck.
like, fuck yeah. And I was like, the trick was awesome, but the face he made after it, that was like, yeah,
dude, that whole edit, those John Hicks edits that he
wanted
did
that.
for them.
You didn't want to do that. I mean, obviously, he's sponsored rider. He needs to do big stuff. But he wanted to do that for him. And, like, that was cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that, do you know that, like, I don't know who it was, and I apologize for not knowing his name, but that some black kid, like, tried to cab, like, El Toro, like, a little recently.
No,
And he like,
was
kind
it the
of,
kid
like,
that was 180ing it, or did someone actually try to catch?
that's-
someone legit tried to cab
That's
it.
the kid.
And he actually, like, right before he did it, he, like, it shows video footage of him watching Began, like, die on it. And then he was just like, oh, I see what he did wrong. And he's like, and then he tried it, like, 2 times and fucking died, too.
No,
And then-
that was what Began was talking about. That was in reference to that. The kid met him in New York and was like, I'm going to go there and do it. I'm going to go do El Toro. And he was like, dude, more power to you.
Yeah, I want. He
that's-
said, "I want nothing to do with that."
He's like, I want nothing to do with it. More power to you. Like, that's fine. And then after the kid went and tried it, he was like, dude, respect. Like, I don't care who you are. You do anything down there. You send it once and
The first,
That's it.
the first one that Began tried, too, was pretty fucking close.
super close.
And the
That was-
second one, dude, he did, like, a 270 and just
I mean, it's just an off-axis rotation on something small.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Is real bad and wonky. An off-axis rotation on something that massive, there's no putting your foot down because you started spinning wrong.
No.
you're just sideways.
You're done. Bodied.
Yeah, I remember that Rory Ellis bar spin. Goddamn.
That was pretty heavy.
But realistically, like, dude, Stevie can truck off of anything. He can 5-bar off of anything he wants.
The thing is...
So you know what my favorite El Toro clip is?
My personally, before
Brad
we
Sims
continue...
up it.
No, that's mine too.
Yeah, Brad Sims up.
I love that we just keep interrupting Tommy and like things he wants to talk about too, but...
we agree on that.
Brad Sims up, for sure. 100%.
Nope, not me.
Sorry.
My favorite clip on that? Well, there's a handful because it's one little micro edit. There's a dude on a skateboard that just like kicks his board down it and like runs down the stairs and then like lays on his stomach and just like scoots away. But he also kicks his board. He's like a couple clips in this. Kicks his board down it and then log rolls down the stairs.
Ow. Actually, that would be
like
not fun.
The best clips at El Toro.
That would be really like that wouldn't be fun at all.
They're so good.
I'm not a scooter fan, but
yeah, whatever.
Come on.
So,
come on, backflip. Kid backflipped El Toro on a scooter.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool.
I didn't see it.
I guess. I'm not a scooter fan at all. I'm not into them at all. But that was...
I don't know.
Like Began said...
We'll let you decide, folks.
Like Began said...
Is Tommy a scooter? Reply to the podcast.
Yeah, but that mountain bike drop into the no stairs was pretty awesome, too.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
And way classic, the guy drove the van down those steps. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, someone just rode off the roof.
I don't think they rolled away.
Stairs, right?
Did someone get pushed down that in a shopping cart too back in the day?
No,
yeah.
Did you ever watch the old Birdhouse skateboard video? It's called The End, where Heath Kerchat and
that's the one where he drives the van down.
That drives the van down it.
Yep. Yeah.
I have that on VHS, dude.
Dude, we could do a whole episode on El Toro. Even though
I would
none
prefer
of us
to never do that.
I'd drive. I would have liked to drive a truck down it. That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah.
I wouldn't, dude. I don't know. I mean, if I came across the right set of stairs, you could probably convince me to do a 3 or something one day. But
I would consider straight hopping El Toro.
I wouldn't do it.
At the end of the day, I probably wouldn't. But
obviously, for that type of setup, it probably makes more sense to have the like short 180 and quick cab like Began tried. But let's talk about the short like 180 right at the last second and quick cabs, because you have to look back to like the Facade days with
Bruce
Chrisman, where
he's rolling.
This dude was 180ing like a mile from the spot, going fast.
Oh, yeah.
Fakies right up to the spot, and then was doing huge fakie turndowns and stuff down like 8 to 12 stairs pretty regularly. And now you see all these people like it's just this quick little.
I think it's a different trick.
I feel like,
but I think it gets.
I feel like
as
it's
the
borderline
same
a regression in like whether the trick was cool or not. Because you don't see anyone do the long fakie because it makes it harder.
Way harder.
Yeah. Which is why it was super sick when you saw those clips in that Facade DVD and you're like, this dude is a madman.
David Watson has like a 10-minute part in that video. Like,
yeah. That whole DVD was wild.
Yeah.
But seriously though, like it actually drives me nuts when I see those cabs, and I'm like,
I'm guilty of that, but then again, I haven't really cabbed off of anything that would like be impressive anyway. But I get it.
And it's also a spot situation.
Let's go back to the like.
Yeah.
I think spot situation, and whether if fakies are like if that's your thing, you should make it good. Just like I do a lot of tabletops. I feel like I have pretty good tabletops.
Well,
I do it well. And I do think...
Answer in the show notes if you think Tommy has good tabletops.
John Lee said that I had good tabletops. I take that as a gold medal.
That would be a compliment.
John Lee is nice to everybody.
He's the nicest guy in BMX. That's what I thought at first. I was like, oh, he's just being nice. But I think he meant it.
John Lee, reply in the show notes. Did you mean it when you said Tommy had nice tables?
I actually think he said you have pretty.
Well, if
great
anything,
tables.
you've gotten plenty of practice because every time I fucking look over my shoulder, you got a goddamn flatty going on in the air. So,
but that's the point.
Except for when he's cartwheeling.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I actually haven't done one table on this.
Yeah, somebody has got broke off a little bit on this trip.
But my point is, if you're doing one thing and like that's your thing, you damn well better do
Whatever.
it good.
So anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is that we all love Tommy.
I don't know. I just always feel...
Thanks, AV.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's always like a little bit of a cop-out to me to do it that short way. But here's kind of an exception I will give it. You got way more room for error if you don't give yourself any time to back out of that cab.
Sure.
If you get a bad 180 before you even get the cab, but you don't have any room to step off before you popped.
Yeah, it's like...
And I will say...
It's like, what one is worse?
But...
I've only ever been able, with a coaster, I've only ever been able to do full cabs if I like do it like really quick. Because I like, you turn and then you just like use that like little quick hop and like use that like momentum to just like keep it moving. And like every time I've actually like tried to like sit into a fakie and like I see like what's coming, like try to get into it, there's just like, I just like don't have like the muscle memory to like make that happen. So a lot of people... if they're like trying to like full cab off of something, you like I've always seen them do like the little like super quick like jerky 180 right before.
He said, John Lee said, you have a great table.
You heard it here, folks.
Where,
John
where
Lee
is
confirmed
that?
in the show notes.
It's on Instagram.
Ooh, it's on Instagram.
It's
So
documented.
you know it's real.
It's documented, but
Might want to screenshot that.
let's.
Yeah, that comment's about to get cleared.
That's a table. Come on, okay.
Is it a table?
That is a fucking smoking table. Come on. That's a flatty.
Well, is it a flatty or a table?
Come on.
Anyway, so now that this has been the Tommy Table Hour.
The Tommy Table 10 seconds with everyone cutting
That's too
you
much.
off.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know. Let him like fluff himself over tables for another minute.
And Roz's head in my face. Look at the camera.
Just go in between the two bald heads a little more evenly.
I can't because then I'm gone.
Oh yeah.
You fucking dick.
So I mean, yeah, we're just out here on this trip, trying to hold on to the dream.
I'm holding on to my sanity.
It's been fucking awesome. It's been super hot the past 2 days. If it hasn't been 90, it's been damn close.
We've been making a lot of
Superhuman.
jokes about Tommy because we keep wanting to do a trick, and then it's like, oh yeah, I'll take a photo of that, and it's like, here we go. And like 45 minutes later, we're ready to take the picture.
But that's like the game. Like that's what it is.
And
Like
it's like 10 minutes,
I
but
know.
you guys think it's taking forever because mentally you're trying to do a trick.
Yeah, we're like in the moment, ready
Yeah.
for it, and you're just like,
And I'm like, I'm taking 10 minutes, but literally it feels like an hour.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is.
so what's your rig? What are you shooting right now?
Canon. Always Canon.
All right, that's enough. So,
I shoot a Canon 5D Mark III.
what stuff do we use today? Like,
We use a Canon 5D Mark III. We filmed something with a Canon 6D, Canon M6, and then
AR-15.
lenses, totally AR-15 with a heavy barrel.
When did that happen? Or was that when the guy was getting taken out of that apartment dead?
Oh, we saw a dead body getting transported today.
I can't laugh. It was a real bummer, honestly. That shit kills me.
I know, we popped out of the park corner there and all of a sudden it was like
body bag.
oh, that's happening.
Fuck. And then we use some Orlights, the Rove Light 300s, and then Pocket Wizards. Pocket Wizards all day.
Simple, right?
I don't even know what a pocket wizard is.
It's the thing that he puts in his
Pocket. That's what he was gonna say.
pocket.
He was totally gonna say pocket.
Yes.
It sounds
Which is cool,
like it
'cause I don't
could
have,
be the
like-
name of a dildo, right?
I don't have like any good photos.
Pocket Wizard.
Yeah,
Yo, Pocket Wizard, get on that. Adult industry. It's where the money's at.
Is it?
The Pocket Wizard.
And yeah, we'll probably stick around. We might, I don't know if we might try to maybe get some street in tomorrow morning, and then we're headed out towards Akron, and we're gonna see Conan at That's Class in Cleveland.
That's class.
Is the name of the venue. So, well, like, it would be cool if this was getting posted immediately. It'd be like, yo, homies from Cleveland, like, hook it up. Where's the spots at? But
I hit a certain homie up for you,
oh, cool.
but I don't know if certain homie is actually going to come through or not.
Yeah, it's alright.
But I didn't want to hit up like everyone out there because then you'll have like 6 different guys showing up trying to
Right.
So we're going this
show
way.
you around and it'd be like, no.
Yeah, and I guess that's something I could probably vibe on for a minute, is that whenever I come out here, we always end up doing like, the like 5-6 hour like kind of like marathon session, where we just like, circumnavigate the city on bikes. And whenever I'm at home or when I go on my own personal filming missions, I'm always like totally like got it planned right out. Like, I'm gonna drive here, park here, and like don't have to like ride to the spots. Like, I like spot hunt like from my like truck, so it's like I do all my like research, save it in my phone, I pin it, do whatever I gotta do, short description of the spot, save it in my notepad, and then I just like drive to the spot. We'll pedal up and down the street a couple times to warm up, and then I just like go at it. I like set the tripod up and just try my best to make it happen. And that's how I've pretty much filmed this whole part. Has been a really like solitary mission on my own. I've just gone out and just got it done whenever I could.
Getting it done.
So when I come out here, it's always like we'll spend like all damn day on a bike, and it's like by like noon I'm like, fuck. Like, I just like always like hit a wall. We still managed to. Today was, for me, it was like really successful. But
Today was pretty brutal out though. Like,
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was above 90.
But you could probably tell that.
I'm pretty roasted here on my cheeks. I know that.
Dude, your arms, man.
Oh, I know. I see that too.
Yeah, you're like, that's basic.
Yeah. Check this out.
Wow.
Hopefully that.
You, sir. You, sir, are a champion.
So it's.
I got a little bit.
It's cool because you get that vibe, because like that's where I come
changed
from.
my shirt out in front of the wheel mill today. That's like the first time that skin's seen the light of day.
You're like, wait, I thought I took my shirt off. Guess not.
Yeah, I got a white one on underneath it. Don't
I
worry.
got a white
It's an undershirt. 24/7.
Yeah, it's
I
always
figured you'd like that though.
it's always a welcome change of pace when I come here, because it's just like, yo, we're fucking on our bikes all day, like, let's fucking get it in. But
I'm Tom.
Welcome to the show, Tom.
it's all about me. Knock it off.
Well, yeah, but there's another side to that same thing. Like, you're so used to riding basically solo or with like one other person to help film.
Yeah, like one maybe.
That I mean, you've said it before, but like it kind of bums you out if we get a big crew out.
Yeah, no, it is true, because I don't know like what it is. Like, I've never grown out of the fact that I'm like, we're all at a spot and people are like, basically, I mean, I ride with like a lot of like young, like sharp kids that are like fucking shredders. So it's like, I'm gonna do my like feeble 180 at the spot where everyone's fucking Smith nose barring it, like for their warm up. It just makes me like not into it. I'm like, I don't even want to film this shit right now. So it's like, I usually just go out at like 6 in the morning, like before work, and tripod stuff myself, or however early I can get this homeboy up, and it's
like 12.
which sucks, because we don't, like, Tom and I don't get to work together enough, and it's fucking always awesome to like work with him, because I don't, and it clearly shows. Like, I've been like so productive, and it's because I don't have to worry about shit when it comes to like documenting the stuff. I can just like do my thing, and it's like, dude, that helps so much. It's a pain in the ass. Like this morning, if I had to like go like set my like tripod up across the street and like make sure the traffic wasn't blocking the shot, and like
making sure it's not getting
it probably wouldn't even happen. So it's like, it's definitely the way to go. So yeah, I prefer, and if it's like you know, personal friends that like understand how I get down, like that's the shit that I like.
Yeah,
so.
I mean like one or two guys, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I know that
I really prefer, if
our
possible,
sessions,
I just want a filmer. Like, I'm good on my own, so it's like...
Our sessions down here can be like, you know, today was pretty mild. It was us and James joined us.
It was perfect.
But, like, it looks like right after we left there, a whole bunch of dudes all showed up
so I'm
downtown.
like,
and we're like,
time to go.
Yeah, riding. So, like...
But that's the thing, and it's the other side of it too, is I promise you, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Reasons why I won't be productive, it's because I'll see like a bunch of friends and homies that I like don't get to see often, and I'll just fucking end up bullshitting with them and just like fucking like chit-chatting the whole day. Or I'm gonna be vibed out and be like, everyone's fucking shredding. Like, I'm not gonna do my like stupid little old man fucking shit at this spot. So it's like,
there's another side to that too. That's, hey, I'm working on a project. I'm trying to get this thing filmed. But as soon as a camera comes out, it's like everyone that was all in here doing their thing goes, whack.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get clips too in between your runs. And you're like, dude.
Yeah, right.
Trying to do things.
I'm not out here filming a day at it.
And that
man.
looks,
like,
for me, that looks whack too. When there's like, well, it depends. It depends on the vibe. But sometimes when there's like 20 bikes like in the frame and like 100 people just like standing around on their phone and shit, and then you're like, well, like getting your clip film, like, it, I don't know. For me, it just takes away from the overall like aesthetic of the clip.
It's kind of like when you accidentally leave like a backpack or something in the clip when you're self filming.
I'm like conscious of that shit. Like, yeah. I don't, and it shouldn't even. But there's something about it where it's like,
no, it should.
It makes it like less authentic somehow.
It should.
It's not that it's less authentic, because
it's
you're
not
still
less
there
authentic.
doing it.
Because it's actually less authentic to not put, like, to strategically move things out of camera shot to hide them is less authentic than like, well, this is the best place for me to put my bag while we were riding, so I put it
personally
here.
I don't care about authentic,
but it's not aesthetically pleasing to have like a bright blue backpack
it's
on the
framing,
ground.
It's
in
the
the
subject. Clip. It's you're you're composing an image or a shot, you should think about those things. That's proper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
right.
look at it from a very like pragmatic, like photographer's like viewpoint, which is like.
I always look at it more from
helpful.
the filming side, which is like, look, you're going to be moving right to left in this shot. I'm going to be trailing you along this. I'm going to be cutting wide here so that I get in front of you for this last part, or I'm going to cut in real close so that I get behind you or whatever, you know? But, like, if we're trying to...
Shut up.
If we're trying to compose this whole shot and filming and everything, like, for me to put my bag somewhere where I'm strategically, like, laying out my plan, to put my bag in there is negligent.
Which I've done, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that too. I've actually, like, driven off, or driven. I've driven my bicycle. I've done like drops where I've like freed off stuff before, and I've like put my glasses. I've like taken my glasses off and put them like right on the edge of the drop where I was like, yo, this is like my like takeoff. Like I do shit like that all the time. My glasses are always getting used for markers or something.
You need to get sidewalk chalk and just be like,
yeah, that's a great dude. GrindWorks sidewalk chalk.
Yo.
alright, yeah, I'll hit up Crayola and get some branded.
Hook up that corporate sponsorship, dude. Yeah.
Have it shaped like a rainbow dick.
Plastic bags. What else?
Yeah, that sticker will be official by the time this is out, so we can talk about it.
Or do we just not talk about it and just hit him with it?
Hit them with it. They'll find out. They'll find out.
They'll already have been hit with it. All of them.
What else is important and exciting?
Your shorts are coming up. That's what's important and exciting.
Tommy really, really wanted to talk about the fact that he doesn't have pegs.
Did I?
You did earlier.
I don't remember.
Oh, before I
remember.
forget, I'll just say this while we're rolling. We might want to try to go to Lions in the morning. He should see Lions. Anyway. All right. Anyway, continuing on. No pegs, Tommy. Which is ironic that I say we should go to Lions. It's just like 4 things to do there without.
Here,
pegs.
you want to pedal grind this ledge?
Oh, there's fun stuff.
I think what I was thinking about earlier about the pegless thing was referring to like ABDs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you probably have a little bit easier with that.
Yeah. No, I think it was more about like if it's your thing, do it good kind of talk.
Oh, yeah.
But the tables were a better example.
Tables are a better example.
I do those better than anything I do on my bikes.
I mean, you've got pretty good name saying great. So
I think it's like if you're gonna the most thing I have like respect for you for is like, yo, if you're gonna like not have pegs, it's just like own that shit completely. Like don't be like, maybe I'll like throw them on. It's like, yo, just figure out how to do that shit pegless then. It's like there's always something that can be done. Like,
yeah,
just own that. Like if you fucking eat shit, like own that shit. It's like that's what you want. Like that's what you asked for. So it's like,
well, or like Logan in Binghamton.
yeah, right.
Dude, that kid.
Right.
Logan Finning. Woo! That kid is a shredder supreme.
He might even be a shredder and a half.
Shredder and a half, dude. Yeah, I'd give him that. No joke. Like, and me and Johnny have had conversations about Logan, about how when you can't see my face, so that's okay.
It's like the 30th time that's happened.
Yeah.
I like.
Do you want to switch? Should we switch?
Or is it Oppo?
Here, let's switch.
No, that's totally switch.
Oh, this This is pleasant over here.
Oh, look at.
Oh shit.
So anyway,
Logan Finning. So
Fanning.
Fanning. Well, it is Fanning. Yeah, you're right. Fann.
he's always right.
Not always right. Most of the time.
Just all of the other times, like your whole life.
By the way, I want to reaffirm that it is probably 90 in here.
It's pretty hot.
I know, I have the window open too, but it's also like 90 out there. So
Like we were talking, me and Johnny were talking about how.
Oh, I'm not even
how
in frame.
Logan falls because you gotta come this
I
way.
know, because you're leaning away.
Yeah. Welcome to my life. Logan, when he falls, it's like so graceful. It's like,
Ice capades.
and the tricks he does, they're so like out. It looks so out of control, but when he falls, it's like so in control. Like,
Well, I
It's
would not
so
say that his tricks
strange.
look out of control. They're very commanding.
no,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
not
Like,
out of control, but like he makes things look so easy and like out of control in that sense. Like it looks like he's not even like doing anything,
yeah.
and it's like
That's the trouble. Like when people get so dialed in, and you run into that a lot with like really like high end DVDs as well. Riders are so dialed in, and they make hard stuff look like so fluid. And on top of that, that's like what you expect from them. That you actually really do forget. You're like, that was just insane.
yeah,
Like, what he just whoever like.
It almost needs a level of character to it, right? Like a little bit of wobble or a sketchy landing or a minor case. Not even a case, but like when you land corner on something and like, was that a case or did I just land perfect?
They're like,
because
oh.
that was terrifying.
Right.
But no, like
Well, they're like, I ain't doing that again. Like,
Yeah, the
yeah, it's
perfect example.
or a reaction to
what was it?
helps,
Feeble
but like
gap down the stairs that me and him saw. Have you seen it? Christian Regal. Regal.
Recall, I guess.
Yeah, he filmed it over in like Paris or some shit. It's retarded, and
that's offensive to people, you know.
it's ridiculous.
Don't give in to PC culture. Come on now.
Well, that's
I
actually
expect more from you.
that's actually a good one.
It's like a flat. It's a flat ledge, but then it's like a 30-foot gap.
30-foot gap.
With like a force stair after.
Yeah, down like monster truck down. I showed you the crash where he like double bounces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that, and the one that he like kind of got. I don't,
He like clipped like the last
he like
step.
clipped and like then rode down the stairs, and it's like what you're saying. It's like it's so ridiculous. Did he really case, or was that like just right?
Well, if you're riding down the stairs,
You probably
you just caught the top step.
I mean, he didn't really. It was like 2 foot in. He really cased it by like 2 foot.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when you see someone do
But
like
I
a
could
truck
see
down
it in that
something,
way.
and they do like the absolutely perfect 3. Somewhere in there's like a perfectly like snapped bar spin, caught early, rotated, landed perfectly straight, and just rode away with no reaction. You're like, I don't care if that was the biggest truck I've ever seen in my life. That was a boring clip.
Right.
It's just a truck.
But then again, that's like, but you forget that's like, no, they actually probably like struggled with that. That's just the one that came out perfect.
Well,
like,
Yeah.
No, but I don't know. Probably
Except-
not with
except for
something like
Churchill,
that.
because he trucks first try on everything.
Right, but at least
Probably.
like that, the one
Wasn't
you
El
were
Toro
talking
first
about
try?
earlier, the face and everything gives it character. There's
Yeah.
like, there's a moment in it that you're like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
And here's the thing. Here's another thing. I think it's really up to the photographer and the filmer to really portray it.
I think certain people they're so clean and dialed that it's like they come across as robotic.
Absolutely.
And when they're filming stuff, their movements are so calculated and everything that everything they do looks exactly the same. Because they're literally doing it exactly the same way.
So
that could be controversial.
Let's just, to be on that note, I absolutely adore him.
C sharp, A flat.
You don't have to pretend to like your friends.
No, I actually do like him. Chase Hawk.
You think he looks robotic?
Dude, everything he does, like he said, everything he does is like so on point, like calculated. His movements are very similar.
Definitely not the person that I would be thinking of for that.
I'm not talking robotic, but
I actually have a perfect.
Well, clean and calculated is cool.
Yeah.
No, Chase Hawk.
I love Chase Hawk.
He's got steez. He's got his own identifier.
I love Chase Hawk. But a lot of his stuff does
I'm not
start
really
to kind
a
of look
fan
the
of
same.
Chase Hawk per se, but I respect the fuck out of his riding.
I'm a huge fan of Chase Hawk.
Yeah, you would be.
I love his riding. I always have.
I think for me, and I'm not talking shit either, because I do actually like this guy's riding. But I think one of the most robotic riders out there would probably be like Chad Curley. Like, it's just like everything's perfect, every manual's perfect, every whip's perfect, everything's caught in the air with like plenty of time. Like, knows manuals, he doesn't even like move. Like
no under or over rotation.
Yeah, everything is like both tires touch the ground. Everything. It's just like
I think
some
he is a robot. That's my definition of robotic.
Perfectionists about that stuff, though.
Sure, sure.
They won't take the clip unless both tires land at the exact same time, perfectly straight.
Yeah,
and that they get like that perfectly clean and crisp ride out, and you're like,
if you're pushing out, if you're like not looking at it as like a style standpoint, with Chase Hawk, like all of his stuff looks really smooth, but it's perfectly smooth every time. But he has a lot of style, so that's why I think you guys are saying that's not what you're talking about.
Style definitely.
Curly
plays
definitely
a lot
has
into
style.
character and a trick, but
where
I was going with that in general is like when you film with a lot of people and they're like, oh, I don't know, I shouldn't take that one. I landed a little back wheel heavy.
Yeah.
Or I pivoted like 30 degrees into that landing, and you're like, I don't know, man. Clip was pretty sick.
Yeah, dude, I spin like 90 degrees before I do my 360s. Like,
yeah, you're like that. You're like, I shouldn't really take it.
But I know I shouldn't, and then everyone's like, and then I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, no,
like,
you can be convinced.
I'm always convinced.
There's a difference.
Which I always breathe a sigh of relief. I'm like, fuck yeah, I don't want to do that again. Anyway.
There's a difference in settling on something and like taking something because it was actually good though. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to take something and go home later and watch it and be like, dude, you should have told me it looked like that.
Right.
And that's why
I think we do a good job of like
when
reviewing
I'm shooting,
shit, being like,
when I'm shooting, I'm always like, check this out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very important to me.
Well, or the other one is like, if you're like, oh man, that one sucked, I'm like, one, I wish you didn't say that 2 feet from landing the clip.
Yeah.
On film. But like, let's review it because I don't think it did. And then, maybe we go, oh, look, yeah, you did case it, or like...
Yeah.
Or you're like, man, that felt really bad, but it was really good, huh? And like, yeah, except for the part where you're like, that sucked in the clip.
You know who's really brutal about that? Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah, he'll do like the craziest thing and then just delete it. Like, he won't even be like, well, maybe. He'll just be like,
no, but like, immediately, like... put something down and he's like, I want to do that again. And it's like, then he looks at it and he's like, oh, it was decent, I guess. And it's like, yeah, it's totally usable.
Yeah, Alex is
really good. But people that are pretty hung up on the perfection aspect of a clip,
Yeah.
They're not okay with usable or decent.
Yeah.
So I want to spin back and be clear that when I talk about things, I'm not saying that, oh, that looks robotic. It's like so perfect. Ew. That's not how I think.
No.
I just say, wow, that was like fucking perfect. There's like nothing you can say
Yeah.
about it. And in my head, Chad Curley just pops into my head. It's like, yo, that he is like precision. Like if you were like, what does a nose manual look like? He would be like in the encyclopedia. It's like, oh, this is what it is, and it's like he just does stuff, and there isn't. It's like, yes, he has the perfect, like clean thing is his style, but it's like his style is being like down to the millimeters inch precise.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is, like you said, nothing's over rotated or under rotated. Both tires touch the ground. He's rolling away straight, not pedaling. Everything is like buttery and like perfect. Yeah. So it's like.
But if he trucked a gap, lands both tires exact same time, rides away perfectly straight, minimal body movement, and you're like, okay, versus if he trucks the gap, comes up a hair under on the rotation, gets some like good harsh
like,
wobble,
like smack, like lands like back
and,
tire,
and there's like a woo
right.
moment. You're like,
and you're like, wow, dude,
like that was
pulled
big.
that out of his house, yeah, right,
Yeah.
And that's what I say gives the trick character. It's
Right.
not about style necessarily, but like it affects style because you
And
might call that unstylish, but I'm
that's the
telling
thing
you
with,
that's
like,
what made the trick cool. In the first
that's what I was
place.
trying to say about Chase Hawk. Like all of his stuff is super smooth.
Mm-hmm.
He's just butter and style. You know, he's stylish, obviously, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think right now, like my favorite guys for like that type of riding are,
I like Dan Foley a lot.
Dan Foley, yeah. I like Chris Fox and
Oh, Fox is such a shot.
Corey Walsh are like probably my favorite. Like for like dudes that just like blast around in bowls or their jumps and stuff.
Yeah.
They just have like that natural like it's like really loose. Like you don't know
Chris
what
Fox
way
is
they're.
in Fast and Loose.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It should be if it's gonna be
Like,
He's the
he-
one that was on Anderson's.
When he
podcast.
blasts in the air,
Okay.
he has that thing that like some
He was
like
a racer.
bull or like dirt riders do, where like they'll blast like real big on something and then they don't even know like what they're about to do. So there's like a moment where they're like they get right to the peak and then all of a sudden they're like and it just like happens. It's like I love that shit. That shit because I don't know, because it's like they're like so dialed in, and it's like a lot of times when you're blasting around a bowl, you don't have your like run like planned out. You're like, well, I'm high enough to do this, or I can spin this way off of this hip, and it's like you're just like making that shit up on the spot. I like that like kind of loose feel.
Yeah.
Like that shit's exciting. I feel like Jason Watts, Chris Fox, Corey Walsh, like those guys like have that where they're like, we'll see what happens. Like that shit's exciting as fuck. That style to me, like you say, it's like there's a little sketch factor in there, but it's like, fucking respect, dude. Like, I don't fucking bunny hop unless I think I'm gonna land.
Did you see the Chris Fox clip of him jumping out of that skate park onto the roof?
Yeah.
He lands like super nose heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
But that clip was so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
You could see it. Like that's the thing.
It,
like
well, and it looked
in
like
his face, he was like.
he looked like he was gonna crash when he landed the pyramid gap, and then he went right for the quarter up onto the roof, and you're like,
I didn't
that
think
was
he was
wild.
I didn't think he was going for it.
He might not have wanted to, but how do you cut that much speed that quick?
Right now, like, I think my two favorite. Well, actually, I have another guy that I've been kind of.
You're out of the screen.
That's fine.
Okay. Like you're awful far over there.
Because I felt like I was like facing this way, and I wanted to be like more in it. I'm super into. Damn it! I want to lean this way.
I know, but you guys switch.
You need a studio, bro. Next time we do this.
You got a fisheye. That's what you need.
No.
Hold your fisheye up
No.
to that. That'll work, right?
No.
We can duct tape it.
Okay.
No,
There's
we're
so
like-
much trash in this room and junk and like it looks terrible.
I'm super into Simone right now.
I like Simone's
And
style.
pretty much have been. I feel like his thing is like he's going to make you love what he's doing, and he's like just fucking around. Like he's like, I don't know, I'll bash my peg off this. You're gonna love it. And I feel
You're
the
gonna
same
love
way
it.
about Yumi. He's like the other dude that I'm like,
Yo.
Dude!
I relate those two a lot to each other, but it's usually like you'll see Yumi do something and be like, that was really cool. And next week you'll see Simone do it, the same trick,
it's like,
but he
oh.
but he does it on like a 800 times bigger scale. Like
Yeah, right.
like Yumi will do like the weird drop ice easy,
Yeah.
and then Simone does it at the top of a giant like 8 block.
yeah.
Down
And
the
then
whole
you're like,
8 block, and you're like,
Alrighty
okay,
then.
well, that's a new scale for that.
Yeah.
That whole thing is like wild to me because it's like,
Dude, peg chink everything.
yeah,
those two.
yeah, it's wild because they're just like chinking around. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not being offensive, but
Dinking around.
it's
Ding,
wild
ding.
to me because you know like that's like how they ride every day. Like if no one's around, there's no cameras. I think like Simone probably just like pedals. He lives in Barcelona now, so he probably just like pedals down the street and he's just like ding 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 ding, just like, and then
Oh, yeah.
he's like I don't know. I'm into that like whole like thought. I like to think that like that's just like how he rides all the
So
time.
I've talked about this a bunch of times, but I relate it right to what we're talking about right now, so I'll talk about it again. I always have a hard time convincing myself stuff is worth filming.
Yeah.
Because
that's a big thing for a lot
because
of people.
there's a lot of stuff that I do on the daily that I'm like, I really enjoy doing this. This is a ton of fun. I'll do it all day long. But in the moment, it's like, man, we should film that. And I'm like, why? Why
Yes
would
and
we
no.
film that? And
But
then,
you're better
then the
off.
next-
You're better off feeling like that
Well,
later
yeah, well, later,
if you want to.
later you're like, man, I probably should have filmed that, huh?
That's, that's
say
another thing with Alex.
I say film everything.
Alex never
then-
wants to film anything because he
Yeah,
never
if it's not the
thinks-
latest and greatest shit that
he
he's
doesn't
never
think
done.
it's good enough.
Well, that's kind of like Alex's style and a lot of people's style where they're going for tricks.
Yeah, definitely.
Because when you're going for application of tricks or spot usage,
Right.
you don't necessarily one up yourself in the sense like, well, I did this yesterday, but now I did this. It's like they're
No,
similar, but they're completely different.
Yeah.
And that's the type of rider that I think I am. I'm more of like I'm not going for tricks. I'm going for like spot usage
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't really learned anything groundbreaking in years. But it's like take something
I
to
learned
the
Wally's.
next
Wally's pretty good.
uncomfortable spot. So it's like, yeah. So there's a lot of riders like that. I feel like maybe Brad Sims I kind of see as like maybe a notable pro who is probably a spot oriented rider as opposed to
I would just say look at like
trick
classic
rider.
animal videos.
spot utilization. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that falls into
Especially-
that same discussion of like sometimes you watch that stuff and you're like, this entire video was super sick, but I wouldn't have filmed any of those clips. I would have done every single one of them.
Which is
At
a good
one point-
perspective, which circles back to
Film
maybe
everything.
Just film everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's like, yeah, it's well, the whole animal thing too is just like, yo, this spot is dog shit. Let's see what we can do. It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like
That was the.
Yeah, but I don't like to make stuff. I don't like to force stuff anymore either. You know, like when I was younger, you'd roll up to something and you'd be like, I'm going to make something happen here. And now it's like,
I'm getting better at walking away from stuff.
I'm not, nothing's like standing out to me here. Let's just move
like,
on.
When we were at, where was the spot you like pinned us this morning? After we went to the church.
The blue ledge spot, right?
They're not even blue. It's just like.
Well, they're kind of like a shade of gray at this point.
Yeah, right. And it's like, realistically, there's a million things to be done there. But we were both just standing there. We're just like, I don't know. Like, there was that type of thing. I was like, well, I think I actually said to you, I was like, I don't want to just do something here to do something here.
Yeah.
I've already done stuff here, but it's like, it like looks so good, but you're like, I don't know. It just didn't speak to me today. Like, I could come here next year and I'll probably be like, oh fuck, like
probably not.
Probably not.
Probably.
I mean, I've told you there every time I go there, like,
it's weird.
There's so much to do there, but the only thing I want to do there is just the Feeble to Smith over that one T spot.
He wanted to get.
It's what I always do there, and it's fun every time. But then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
That's actually how me doing the Smith on the Jersey barrier, which I've already done, but getting a good photo of it came about because he wanted to do one of me doing an over Smith on the tee. He's like, oh, I'll go back and get the camera. I was like, dude, I don't really want to here.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, but there is a Jersey barrier that I've Smith before that's pretty banging, and it's also AV's favorite goddamn spot in the whole city. So I know he'll meet us there. So yeah, that worked out. Everything, pretty much everything I set out to film so far has worked out, and I haven't gotten broke yet.
I got broke.
I'm usually planning on like being bloodied halfway through the trip, but everything's worked out good so far.
Yeah.
But either way,
Tommy took a tumble.
Yeah, I'm
over the roller at Boyce.
Boyce has got some of your skin on it.
Good chunk of it. Couple chunks.
Should go get it back.
I thought about it. I was before we left. I was like, should I go
look and see?
Look. See if there's like a line.
After the rain today, probably not.
It's gone now.
Oh, maybe it's like a nasty cesspool in the bottom of that bowl because it doesn't always drain well, which makes it super fun to carve around.
And my
just floating
is in there.
Yeah.
It's probably cheese grater.
Yeah, it's a biohazard actually.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I wouldn't want to touch my, stuff. I'm Tom Beckman.
So yeah, I'm definitely personally more of like the spot has to dictate what happens. I don't have tricks. Like I have like some moves, I guess you'd say.
For me, lately it's been, I'll just be riding by something, and I'll be like,
If it strikes you, it strikes you. If not, I'm happy just pedaling.
Well, that's another thing about riding in groups too. Like when we're riding in a group and we show up to a spot that nothing is speaking to you at, and you're like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, I want to try this, try that.
I could ride this spot all day, and you're like, I wish I was home.
Doing anything.
I wish I was at the Jersey barrier spot. No, actually,
pretty cool spot.
I think that's one of those spots for probably other people that they go there and they're like, I don't want to be here, man. Can we go anywhere else?
Yeah. Can we go to some big kink rail?
We go to one of the real spots.
All
right. Well, we've talked about a lot of stuff.
Do we know how long have we gone?
It's almost 3 hours actually, but about 10 to 15 minutes of that was kind of.
Oh, you just left it going?
Yeah.
Oh, how long do they usually go for?
Anywhere from an hour ish to 3.
Word.
2 is pretty normal.
Personally, I gotta take a shower.
But
You're
yeah.
Right.
No, because of this thing. I gotta clean
No,
that.
we don't
yeah.
take showers at night, do we?
I gotta clean that right up.
We do it in the morning, bro.
If I would have taken a shower this morning, it would have been fine.
You did take a shower this morning. Oh, I thought you did.
No.
You're foolish.
You told me not to.
And
And I didn't want to take more time.
everything worked out. Everything worked out the way it should.
Yeah, you guys
Because I
even rode
didn't
the
take
wheel
a
mill.
shower.
Yeah, how bad is it though that it was so hot out that we went to the wheel mill?
And it was even hotter.
Oh, it's
It was-
hotter, but you're not in the direct sun, which
Yeah,
is really
no,
what was killing
that's-
me at that point.
That's the direct sun is.
I I couldn't have taken more sun today.
Yeah, I was dying.
Yeah,
He's clocking out. He's like, yeah,
I'll
I'm
have
good.
to send you guys pictures when we get to the beach, and I spend a day out in the sun without a t-shirt on.
Lobster City.
Yeah, it's gonna be real rough. Or I just won't. I should get a tank top for it. So I've just got like the worst white lines.
Tank top sunburn. Okay.
You're not on camera if you're gonna talk.
It's not funny. It's not that funny. But I went and played golf,
But you're talking and you're
Well,
not
you're
on
talking.
camera.
and I got a gnarly sunburn. Like 19 years old.
Okay,
It
I
was
think you missed the point.
I
the
guess
worst
on that,
sunburn ever.
I guess on that note, we're signing off.
What are we hyping? At the Roz.
At the Roz, THEROZ. At NWC BMX.
Add showers.
NWC BMX.
That's
We'll
my page.
we post little bits of content whenever we can or whenever we feel like it, but we'll eventually be rolling out more stuff about what's going on with the hashtag Better Late project.
Who wants to take bets that Tommy burns himself on the water in there?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, be like trying to wash wounds in the shower is the worst. It's like
So our shower also gets like boiling lava.
I
hot.
noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, hey. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Tommy doesn't get to hype anything.
Tommy, well, I can do it. It's at Tom Beckman Photo, TOMBECKMAN photo. That is probably the one that he would prefer. And he does at Finger Lakes Rambler is another it's all road bikes, mountain bikes, downhill mountain biking. It's all that. Finger Lakes Rambler. I'm plugging your stuff for you, by the way. You don't even care.
I need a towel.
I'll help you out, but you gotta finish up.
Oh, okay. No, I don't have a shirt on. Oh God.
Alright, we gotta post this in NSFW then.
Not safe for work. There's nipples on this podcast. That's offensive and not PC.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even get into any of that fun. We could have had a lot of fun there.
We could still we could do a part 2 with just me. I'll go there. I don't think he's stoked on it as I am, but
I'm not ready.
Not ready. We can do part 2 with the portable
I'm
setup
down.
so that it's just audio.
We could do it tomorrow. You can do 21 questions with me and I'll rattle stuff off. We'll just do that. All right, so we're signing off for now. Thank you for watching, folks.
Anything else you guys want to plug?
Thanks to Centers,
Yeah, that's what I figured you wanted to at least get
Naturally.
them in.
Kim and Shannon Baker. They're great. They've always been very nice to me.
Good folks. At Saints 2 Sinners.
At Saints to Sinners.
With the number, right?
With the number 2. Number 2. And then, Oak and Crow Coffee. Then the More Gooder. Caleb hooks me up with my buttons that I use on my cameras. He's killer. And he made these plugs. Caleb's the shit. Yeah. That's all I've got.
What's your other project that
Oh,
you've
yeah.
had for a while?
I do have a knife making business.
Haskell Forge.
At Haskell Forge, at HASKELLFORGE. Small business. We do custom leatherwork, knives, any kind of little outdoor gadgetry or little survival thing. I do like custom ferrocerium rod, fire starters, and basically anything that you want, little hand forged items that you could want hand forged. We don't do too much stainless, but we deal mostly exclusively with 1095 high carbon. And hit us up there is the best way if you're interested in a hunting, survival, or bushcraft knife. And
Top quality.
and I do hatchets, axe heads, hand carved handles, locally sourced, gun holsters, lots of cool stuff. So hit us up there whenever I have free time. I've been doing that. That's been kind of slowed down the past month or two, just due to I don't have like any spare time at all in the summer. So it's like I'll wait till I get like way like embarrassingly backed up on orders, so like where people are harassing me, and then I'll like fire the forge up, and we'll bang a whole bunch of stuff out at once. So if you have an order, shut up. We'll get to it.
Do you have anyone helping you out with that, or is it like really just
Yeah,
you?
yeah. It's my buddy Matt, which he is not on Instagram anymore. So.
So they can't annoy him.
Right, exactly. Well played.
Yeah.
But yeah, do I have anything else? I think Haskell Forge, NWC, and my personal. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all this. And it's all Instagram. I only have Instagram. I don't do anything else. I don't have time for anything else.
Everything else is a joke, but when you have business page on
Except for when
Instagram-
he's Snapchatting dead bodies in Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah.
Did you?
No.
I didn't.
No,
I thought
Roz.
you did.
I don't. Well, I don't use my Snapchat either.
No.
I don't have a Snapchat.
No,
I did.
know
I
you
did.
were taking
There was a
pictures,
body
I
bag
think.
on a Gertie today, getting loaded into an ambulance. It must have been like an old folks' home, or it was like
it was
a
like an apartment
Yeah,
complex.
projects or
apartment
something. Yeah. So I may or may not have taken a picture, maybe a 20-second video clip, perhaps. Could be, maybe, of a body getting rolled away. B footage is B footage, right? Back off.
I do want to plug John Courts. He's doing a frame project. Hit him up if you want a frame. Good shit. I just got one. It's dialed. Feels real stiff. You know,
You always did like a stiff one, didn't you?
a lot of pop. A lot of pop.
Well, then let's see you jump over something.
Tommy like
Poppin'
weenie.
stiffies.
Huh?
Poppin' stiffies.
Popping stiffies.
And
It'll make you pop a stiffy real good.
yeah.
Stop! I can only get so hard.
All right, go take a shower.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Hallucinating.
think that's all the plugs we really
Infection.
got. We'll probably I have the want to do an NWC jam, perhaps just exclusively GrindWorks and NWC jam. Maybe
Yeah,
this
that's a
fall,
cool
but-
idea. We should like try to do that sometime.
Yeah, let's try to do that sometime. Just NWC and GrindWorks exclusively. So be on the lookout
like
for
like
that.
only us.
Be on the lookout. There'll be stuff happening, and you'll see video parts probably this holiday season. Start to roll out online. I don't know how we're gonna release it yet, but
I heard you tried to do that before though. The jam. And
on part two, we'll talk more on part two.
oh, it's already happened in the podcast with Cam.
Which
We talked about this a little bit, but yeah, it's like there was a jam planned, and then all of a sudden the jam disappeared, and it changed into someone else's jam, and it's real weird. But go on.
I have hair.
Yeah, we took a picture of you.
I'm not even sure how it came about, really. I know Gianni Quartz, I think ended up doing most of the coordinating for that, which I don't.
We actually didn't talk any specifics about who or what.
Well, that's
clear.
what you're trying to get me to do. So
No,
now
it
we're
wasn't.
doing it.
It wasn't.
And
I was trying to pass you back to what you were going to talk about before. I was just making the jokes and generalities.
it's not general enough.
I don't know.
It will happen. We've made an attempt to make it happen, and it may or may not have gotten bulldozed.
Hijacked is maybe a better word. I don't blame Johnny.
No, neither do I.
No.
Neither do I.
I think other people that caught wind downstream or upstream.
Yeah, and apparently they pulled another one off. I haven't actually watched the video yet, but
I'm not gonna.
But apparently it went off. I was actually out of the country. I was in Canada for 6 days while that was going on, so I didn't even have the opportunity to participate once again. But I do mean well, and I want to do a jam. I don't even really care if it's in Syracuse anymore at this point. I like Syracuse all well enough, but as far as riding, I'm really unmotivated.
Well, I wasn't even involved in this one. We did the split session at the Ithaca Park a couple of years ago,
which was cool. Which I was out of the country for that too.
But from my understanding, everyone enjoyed that a lot, and it
was fun.
Realistically, it's a heck of a lot easier to do something at a park than it is to do a street jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So, if it gets the scene stoked and it's indifferent to everyone, whether you do a street jam or just a hangout at a park, then, I mean, I haven't been to Eastwood since it opened. Never been there.
I ride there every day.
You didn't ride there today.
You didn't. You're a liar.
Facts.
Did you ride there yesterday?
God, you don't
I just called
understand.
you out.
I almost did ride there yesterday. I thought I was good because I wanted to ride before I picked you up.
Yeah, almost doesn't count.
You picked me up at, what was it, 7, 6?
It was 8. I got a late start.
Yeah, I didn't.
Neither did I. I mean, I woke up at 5.
Yeah.
But then I ended up hanging out with a lady friend, and then I was like, I gotta go get this boner soon.
Boner.
What were we talking about? Oh, the jam is gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We should probably just do it in a parking lot and do a flatland jam.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You're pretty good at flat, pegless flat.
Bunny hops.
Who was that?
Pegless, brakeless flat.
Who's that guy that did the pegless flatland? Something Johnson.
Chase Gowan.
Oh, there was someone else.
He had a full part in
Johnson
the original
for,
Odyssey DVD.
Not him. He's thinking of the guy who rode for S&M.
I don't like that company. Personal beef.
For another podcast.
Sweet bars, bro.
Or unless you've already talked about it.
I don't think I've actually talked about it. I think I've talked about it again in generalities and not actually said the company name. I'm not a fan though.
You should just call this podcast Generalities.
Okay.
Generalities and innuendos.
Dude, I got all the innuendos.
Yeah.
Let's do part 2 with me where I just talk about offensive hot button issues, and we'll get it deplatformed instantly.
Okay.
We'll do it tomorrow. It tomorrow.
Do you want to list those issues out so we can come back to them?
No, I can write them down and you can just fire them out at me. I don't care.
Okay.
I'll talk about anything. I'm looking to offend as many people as possible. But not really. But people are going to be, because that's just the nature of today's current climate. I love all people.
How do you feel about adoption?
I'm down.
I think we asked the questions in that form instead of the alternate.
Yeah. Dude, if you ask him, he'll be like, I mean, it's like what I thought we could, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'll be like I just was. I'm 100% for it, man. If you can't conceive or don't want to conceive, but want to give a good kid a home, pro adoption, bro. There's good kids out there that need homes.
Fuck yeah.
We got to do it tomorrow though.
Okay.
Because I want to get a drink and go to bed.
Yeah, we'll talk about this offline. All right, we've listed their accounts like a million times. Other than Haskell Forge, that can get one more shout out.
Tom Beckman photo.
No one cares.
I know.
But for real.
If you want to see blurry photos, look at Tom Beckman photo.
Pretty much.
I do it on purpose, man. It's a fact.
Yeah, it's my artistic image.
Well, that was blurry because I moved with the camera while I was taking the shot. Why?
I was trying to do something.
Yeah, so I don't have any particular way that I need to wrap this up because, we could do the typical YouTube thing and then I don't have to do it in the formal outro.
Like,
comment, subscribe on the video, guys.
Smash that like button, bro! But for real, do it. Peace out. We love y'all.
Yeah.
I'm
Later.
Tom.
That's Tom.
Get me the fuck out of this fucking oven.
Hotbox.
Dude.
You ever been hotbox before?
I probably literally could have talked for like another 2 hours, but I'm so fucking uncomfortably hot. And this door, it won't let me out.
As always, thanks for checking out the show. Really hope you're enjoying these. I don't get too much feedback, so I do welcome it. I'd really like to know what you guys think, what you want to hear more of, what you like, what you don't like, anything like that. So please feel free to use the comments, send me a direct message, whatever is comfortable for you. Next week, assuming I get one of these done, ideally, we should have the Binghamton Jam dropping before I post another podcast. But next week should be Kian Sheary and Travis Hockenberry. So they are Altoona locals from the Skate 14 park. Sat out on their loading dock and talked to those guys for a little while. It was recorded the week after the Pittsburgh Jam, so it was fresh off some insanity. Kian is well known for trying to 3 this large 17 stair in the Pittsburgh area, and you've seen that in last year's Pittsburgh Street Jam edit, and you've also seen it in this year's Pittsburgh Street Jam edit, which should be the video prior to this one on YouTube. So if you haven't checked that out yet, pop over there and give that a check. While you're over there, make sure you follow and subscribe to the GrindWorks BMX YouTube page, channel, whatever it's called. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat at GrindWorks_BMX. And on Facebook, Mixer, YouTube, and what is it? I can't think. Anyway, it's GrindWorks BMX with no underscore. So yeah. Anyway, I'm really bad at this. I kind of ramble. I'm trying not to ramble. I'd like to do a podcast episode with kind of just a review, some things to improve on, some things you guys like, some things you don't, but I do need your feedback to do that. I will have someone sit in with me to help discuss things out and figure out, improvements, whatever. So we're going to go for that. So drop some comments, send me messages, whatever you're comfortable with. And hopefully we'll do that in one of the next few episodes here. In the meantime, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and enjoy.